When we last left off, our intrepid heroes made their way to Moosebarrow. It's a lovely little agricultural town situated in the far western bit of the duchy, pressed up between the mountains and the Fey Forest. On your way there, you stumbled into an old, abandoned castle that, according to Amelie, once belonged to a dragon, has now been subsumed into the mountain, and someone or something appears to be using it as a drug garden. And of all the people to run into, Amelie's daughter, Leanne, happened to be exploring around there before you guys got there, and got herself trapped in by some sort of security mechanism. You used a barrel to extricate her.
We sure did, and that barrel did work.
It did. That was very
my
creative
new
thinking.
my new daughter-in-law.
Yeah, that is basically true. And she was very happy to meet you. You also
Yeah.
met a golden heart that had been poking around there. He was very polite.
Chill, bro.
Yeah, it's a shame a bunch of people are hunting him.
He's a prey animal, unfortunately. There's not much I can do about that fact, but but to tell others that he's a chill bro.
I mean, he can't really tell he's a chill bro. He's
You're
speaking animal.
to
He spoke the
animals,
animal.
but you can actually tell people he is a chill bro.
Yeah, no, that's
I
what I
mean,
just said. I
that's-
can tell people he's a chill
You
bro.
can tell people, but like
That is what Steve tried to
can't
do,
prove it.
followed
Leave.
by saying that, oh yes, and we came here with Lady Amelie. And the lady he was talking was like, okay, crazy guy, I'm sure that's true. Have a nice day.
All right, Grandpa. The home is just down the road. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that about sums it up. So I think Felly and Amy were off to have a picnic.
lovely
Galen
day.
is face down, ass up in a vineyard somewhere. The rest of you have some towers you've set up. Steve's been going around, giving people cold medicine
Steven.
and stuff. Yeah, doing the Steve thing. Townsfolk are in pretty damn good health, all things considered. Though there's a distinct lack of young men around, except for a couple of farmers.
I mean, I
can
could
take it
probably
that
guess
the
the
rest
reason
got
behind
drafted.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
drafted or volunteered for the war.
And
The voluntold.
Tiana and Liana went on to Lan's dad's house.
Yeah, I can send them on the way with a bit of a fleet-footed travel, make it a little bit less of a journey for them.
Yeah. So, those two have departed up the gullet leading out to the proper duchy.
Oh yeah, I also gave her a letter explaining
Yes.
how we found Liana, or not Liana,
Tiana.
Tiana. Similar names, just got crossing the brain for a moment.
Yeah, it's fine. And so, yeah, night falls. You guys are able to enjoy yourselves about your various escapades. What do come morning?
Well, at least, given that we are a party of fucking weirdos,
An understatement, but yes, carry on.
Mm-hmm.
we should at least do the courtesy of greeting the what's it called, the owner of the so-called pastoral village.
We're not that weird, are we? Kinda weird.
I mean, just look at us, Kina.
I mean,
Like, just
Arlene's
look.
pretty normal.
Yes, that and Scruffles.
Yeah, Arlene and Scruffle's
Yeah.
perfectly normal. Just a white girl and her big dog.
Yeah, and Emperor. So
Don't
yeah, it's
say
like,
it like that.
Don't say.
Don't say it. I mean, a good portion of us are fairly normal. Look about the same as any other salamander.
but it's that will be at least a common courtesy to at least greet Lord or the one that's landed this place.
I mean, if you want to go technical on that, then I think the Lord would be Count Rowe.
Now there's actual name that the one here was. I met a Miss, a lady Marlene Barrow, actual Barrow.
Yeah, a village like this would have a knight looking after it.
Yeah, so
That said,
Sure.
do you have any business with them?
Not that I can think of, but I mean, hey, I can always ask if the location we have for the hive on our map is actually correct. If anyone knows, it'd probably be the people here in the village.
yeah, and what's called Miss Thelerien could explain about the situation with the Golden Heart. That it was, a rather social and polite being trying to help and kept our trapped, well, Lady Emily's daughter company.
So where's this discussion happening? I take it this is while I'm still out on date times.
Nah,
No,
next
it's
day.
next
No,
day.
it's the day next
Oh,
day.
this is next day. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what else? I'm happy to tell the hunters that the Golden Heart is both real and, I suppose, good-natured.
Yeah, it's
Chill, as we
I-
might put it. But I don't think that will necessarily change anything. And also, at
Yeah,
the end
I
of the day,
don't.
forest spirit or otherwise, the Golden Heart is moving around in the guise of infamously a prey animal, stags, deers, etc. I don't know exactly where they stand on it. My
think
speciality is
it'll
more in
change.
monster hunting than spirit wrangling, I
Yeah.
suppose.
in this case it's like from what we saw and from what you deduce from your little talk with it, it was a benevolent animal, a benevolent spirit animal that was trying to find a way to assist and, rescue Lady Liana.
Sort of. More like he was
Mhm.
there and willing to give some advice. I don't know specifically
Yeah,
that he was
that's
doing anything other than watching. You might
that's
be
a lot
ascribing
of
a bit too
assumptions
much
there.
to it, but I am sure he's a very good boy.
Well, I would rather paint such a creature in a more positive and, good-natured light than
Sure, but it's not me you should be persuading that. I know because I spoke to it directly. It doesn't ascribe itself to anything like that. I'm happy to say nice things about the Golden Heart to others, but it's just how it is.
that's why I talk with
Yes,
Barrow and mentioned that.
I will go tell the hunters.
I don't think that's going to change anything.
Rather an attempt than do absolutely nothing. Okay?
I'm with Steve on this one. I'm gonna try and
Yeah,
help
as
the little
it-
guy out.
Just spread my hands again. I feel like I'm talking to Echo Chamber here. I said yes, I will speak to the hunters and gas up the Golden Heart, as it were.
Yeah, so. I know the way
Tell me
to...
in circles, it's fine.
Well, it's
No,
Ashe I'm trying
just-
to convince.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well, if you point me their way, I will go and have a chat with them. So what else did everyone else get up to while we were relaxing?
Nothing much.
I
Oh,
thought
Besides
a
the-
field.
You sowed a field.
Yeah,
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
it was pretty fun.
some minor cold remedies and a few dental works, the usual.
I take it Dr. Tooth doesn't reach out as far here.
Slight twitch, but I do not ask.
Fair enough.
Working on some legalese for the whole creation of companies across the winter.
Oh, fun.
It is. Paperwork always is.
No, I saw you change the icon, you son of a bitch.
It's a
You
very
fucking try
valuable
that.
part of any sort of anything, really.
Fair enough. I'm not so much into the paperwork part, but that's why I have apparently chosen to marry very intelligent women as well. Hopefully they will rescue me of my ineptitude.
I certainly
Well,
hope they do.
You seem to be doing
Otherwise,
alright without me.
Otherwise, I worry
Ah,
for any
shucks.
amount of supply that you have to do.
Yeah, I will certainly not turn down help senechaling a unit of people, organising their training and all of that. I will probably, during the winter, see about getting all of that notarized, but I'm saving the formation for after solving the drought.
Yeah, that's the plan.
I think tipping my hand by saying, I've gone out to solve this drought, now join me for a war, like making the preparations early might kind of make me look like a mercenary dick about the whole thing. And although I suppose it's not untrue in and of its own sense, might paint me a little less pleasantly than
Then I've solved the
than
problem.
looking spontaneous. Yes.
Come help me with the rest of it. Yeah.
Oh, I definitely sound conniving when I say it like that, but you get the idea.
Oh no, I get it. Believe me, I understand it, and I don't word it that way when I make my own flyers, but it is essentially what I'm doing.
Oh, and I do recommend to see their wonderful horses that they have. War horses. Spectacular beasts.
I would love to go and pet all the horses. I'll make sure to do so on the way out.
Yeah, they actually breed them up. When they breed them over here. Get them, mouse.
Oh, wonderful.
What would
Good
you
to know.
name a horse if you had one?
If I had a horse, what would I name it?
Yes.
Oh, goodness. I
Brussels.
had quite a few, but I would always name them based on just the horse's like appearance or affectations. Like I had, admittedly, my first horse, I'm pretty sure I called Chomper because the first thing it did was try and bite my hand off, but, you know.
For some reason, all of our stables are all named after fruits. I'm unsure how the legacy actually started, but they
Oh, it
did.
would have been naming them after fruits they like. There was a horse we had named Apples, which was pretty classic. Well, there was a horse named Pirate, and she'll put a hand to the side of her head. The horse had mottling along the side of its head.
Yeah, I'm just
Looked
really
like it
questioning
had a
on
little eye
how
patch.
one of the horses actually got dragon fruit then, because one of them is just named dragon fruit.
Presumably, they didn't. Although the habit started with the fruits they eat, they just moved on to fruits in general to have a whole bunch.
Can have a nice little walk and talk.
Yeah, yeah.
That's but that's understandable. Most it's the same way that a lot of farmers call their cattle after field flowers.
Yes, like daisies and buttercups.
Yeah.
I do know some
So
rather cruel people who named all of their animals after the food they were going to become.
Burger.
That's horrible.
Yeah, even worse, some of them were pun names. Like someone had a whole bunch of chickens, and one of them was named Chrissy. Chrissy P. Nug.
That just
Chris.
sounds terrible.
Crispy Nug, yeah. They were going to be nuggets. Crispy Nug.
Yes, that's. I never understood. I have not. They. Hmm. I.
I think a
I do
part
not.
of it's just so that you don't get too attached. If you're raising livestock exclusively for butchering livestock, then, you know, naming them Princess, I love you was probably a bit heartbreaking.
I
It's kind of
suppose
why
that
I
does
never
make
got into
sense.
butchery.
Compared to naming it, I don't know, ribeye or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like an
beefy
Yeah,
association. Yeah.
that's why I call mine my pack animal donkey. Because
To stay
it is a donkey.
objective.
Yeah,
Good.
makes sense.
And mostly
Yeah,
because I have not met anything that will live long enough.
makes sense.
Well, it just lifts the hat other than, Winston, who tips his own hat.
Of course, I tip an imaginary hat to Winston.
Yeah, but that's a bit different since that's a familiar, you know?
Mm.
I mean, it still counts, I guess. Yeah.
Vale, you
Yeah.
can summon a spirit horse these days, right?
All eyes on Vale.
Vale?
I think she forgot about it.
Kina?
Eh.
Did he get up? Catch the one moment
he
he wasn't
might
paying
have.
attention?
I
Oh,
guess
no.
Vale can't, in fact, summon anything. That's a
I
shame.
guess not. That's a shame.
Too bad.
I should bring out a familiar sometime. I do know the spell. Just have to prepare it for a day.
I don't see why a wizard wouldn't have a familiar because, you know, they look very useful,
Yeah.
helpful, and adorable. It seems like an
Yeah,
all-round
right.
win. What do you lose? What do you give up to have a familiar?
That spell for one day, and then you can change it out. And depending on
Yeah,
like if
You
you're
can do
familiar
it
with
as
an
a
actual
ritual.
danger.
Mm.
Well, I mean, even if you have the ritual, you still have to have it prepared to do it.
Amy, do you use a familiar at all? I could see you with a nice big owl.
I know the spell, but I don't typically keep one out.
Fair enough. Fairly shocked. It's like you wouldn't choose to just always be surrounded by cute animals. I can't even understand that for sure.
I always thought like the more otter the familiar, the better.
The
more
otter
No, I
or
don't
the
think-
otter, the familiar. Because otters.
D.
Oh, I thought you said otter. Otters are adorable. And they are
Well,
wonderful
too.
friends.
Otters, depending on the type of otters, I would say, because there is one type that lives on the western side that is a little bit of an asshole towards anything that isn't an otter.
Sounds fair. A lot of people like to poach otters for gloves, which is a real shame, especially since they're adorable and they like to crack shells on their tummy.
Oh yeah, yes, I've seen that. They got even their favorite stones.
Mm-hmm.
No, but Lady Amelie doesn't seem like an owl. It's more like a black cat kind of persona.
I refuse to become a crazy old cat lady, thank you.
Oh, I didn't say familiar. I said persona.
Oh
That's
yeah, I've had to
even
do those
worse.
sculptures. I've had to do those sculptures before. Everyone needed pocket money when they were in college.
Out of character, the fucking green witch suffering from success.
Yep. Quite. I'm sure that there have been plenty of suspiciously wealthy furry patrons who have tried to get Thelly to, you know, chisel up their fursona.
All right, can you make the chest just like another inch bigger on the statue there?
They can't do. No, I do get their proportions before I start. You can't add more on with much ease. I suppose I can, and I have done so, but I had to make the rest of the statue smaller.
You have to chisel away everything.
You
around it.
literally, you have to work by reverse scale. You see.
Yeah.
Okay. So where were these hunters at? Would that be the oaks there in the middle?
Yeah, when Liana
Yep.
was showing you around, she pointed them out to you. And indeed, the next day you find them, much as yesterday, sitting on the bridge between the two halves of town.
Sure. Excellent. Then, yeah, head up and give them a quick wave.
Are a human pair, both looking rather grizzled, very
Yeah.
rough-hewn woods folk. Uh, the
Yep, like recognizes like.
Yeah, exactly. And indeed, they'll give you an up nod, and the fellow will stand, offer you a hand. Miss, you need some help getting somewhere?
Give them a clasp. No. I was actually told that you were interested in the Golden Heart.
Ah, you're here hunting, are you?
No, actually, the heart, I wouldn't say protecting at the very least, but I wanted to pass on that it's a spirit as opposed to a normal steed, and I believe a benevolent one. I'd hate for you to get caught up in a curse or something, killing something out there doing good deeds instead.
Yeah, we kind of figured. We only caught a glimpse of it once, but it was glowing. Normal deer don't do
Yeah, I
that.
can confirm that was not a trick of the light.
Yeah.
I used Speak with Animals myself and gave advice on helping to rescue Leanne from a trap that she'd stumbled into, essentially.
Shit.
Yeah, I
Woman will
obviously...
glance up and shake her head. Doesn't matter. Needs must. We're still hunting the thing.
Understood. It's a spirit in the form of prey. Can I ask why the needs must?
Wizard asked us to. Said he'd help our town if we'd brought it its heart.
Oh, interesting. A local wizard, or...
Not local here. We're from Three Oaks.
Ah, I see. And is that to help Three Oaks, sorry, or this town itself?
Our town. It's been attacked by orcs time and again.
I see. Understandable. We've been trying to work our way towards Three Oaks to lend a hand, but, well, kind of been everywhere at the moment. I'm hoping in the spring, once the drought's been resolved, we'll be able to head up and start dealing with all of these orcs and centaurs.
I'm begging your pardon, but I'm not sure that the town's gonna be there come spring. That's right. Yeah, that's why we're hoping the wizard can help us. He says he can.
Can I see the map for how far Three Oaks is from here?
Yeah, sure.
It's like
It's
Like on the other
100
side
miles?
of the...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like a ways away.
it's like
It is.
172
Yeah.
miles or something like that.
yeah,
Okay.
it's by Baron Castle over there.
So
Straight the
we're
fuck up.
here. Well, I was off by about 30.
Yeah, no, you're pretty close. 130 miles. It's quite a time journey there. Long ways to go for it. How did the wizard say they'd be able to help?
He said he could give us a weapon, something that'd keep the orcs at bay.
Interesting. Tell you what. Do you have anything magical that would work as an offering or a trade? Because over here, and she'll point to Albie's little nest, is where there's a pretty benevolent sea spirit, and she picks up things from the ocean's floor all the time. Might find useful tools, weapons, or monster materials that this wizard would be interested in.
Alright, A, do we look like the kind of folk who have magic anything? And B, the wizard was specific. He wanted this thing's heart.
Interesting.
Sent us all the way out here for it.
What's the wizard's name? So, if you know, of course. I suspect I might
Erasmus,
not
he
tell.
said.
Have we met an Erasmus before?
It sounds
I've heard of
familiar.
an Erasmus
Don't know.
I
before,
don't know
that-
if we met them, but
Was
That'd be like-
Erasmus mentioned in those journals from the soldiers in the forest?
Mm-hmm. Look.
Would the name Erasmus be worthy enough of doing like a history check to know if we know of it? I
Sure.
mean, like,
Alas, if you've ever heard of him, it didn't stick.
I'm like looking up all the old notes and stuff to see if it's still in there.
Bardic knowledge.
I'm
think
so
we've had
sure
that.
it came up when we were looking into that Jaeger stuff.
don't think it has.
I'll
Then-
chuck an int in, but I'm not sure.
Uh,
Is there anyone that you know, Amy?
Afraid not. Must be a bit recent for my days as a wizard student.
I guess so. Holy shit, Vicky.
No!
That's a crit.
It's a crit, but it's also not high enough
It's on
to.
some. Yeah, it's not.
ah,
Boo.
Dang.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Well, let's see. If
Alas,
I-
the
it's
DC
a
is
different check. Do I like remember where we heard it if we have heard it?
I don't remember you having heard it before, but that doesn't mean you
Okay.
have. He's certainly a
Fair
character
enough.
that I've
I've
had
heard it.
statted out since the start of the campaign, so I mean, I could have name dropped him at some point.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
I have a question.
yeah.
DM,
Yes, what?
would a DC be at 25?
I don't know. Well, would it be?
It might be.
Well, I can, if I give it a flash of genius, I can see if I can break it.
You can certainly
I
try.
mean, not trying. Yeah.
Might as well.
Roll your d4
Is Flash a flat number or a.
or d6, or
Ah,
whichever
dang.
ability you want to
Been-
use.
Yeah. 21.
All right, with a 21. Let's see. I'm gonna open up a different map now. How dare you? All right. So, Tori, you've heard the name Erasmus before in the context of being a wizard. Apparently, some sort of hermit that lives up near Hornwood. But that's really about all you know.
Hornwood?
Yes.
Oh, over here, this corner of the map.
Wow. That's a way off.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I suppose, yes, if that's what is required, then I can only wish you luck. If, though, I suppose then the rest of it's hide and remains, making sure that doesn't go to waste. I recommend the Water Spirit. She might be able to offer you something in exchange for that.
Yeah, maybe she'll take its horns or some such.
Well, I imagine so, especially or like the pelt, if it's, shiny and golden, that's almost certainly her style.
Yeah, maybe. That Salamander fellow said the meat's probably exquisite eating, but almost feels too good for us.
Salamander?
Yeah, this is supposed
Huh.
like speaking
Oh.
You do mean just like a regular lizard, right?
No,
No,
the
the
salamander
one-
chef that we met that talks about magical monster meats and stuff.
The one
Oh.
who's made books on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like Steve
Um,
had a really nice
in
pleasure
Valforge.
chat with.
If you're taking the creature's heart and heart's blood, you should definitely eat some of it. Otherwise, it feels kind of insulting to do a hunting and then not actually consume any of it yourselves. Again, best want to avoid getting cursed or anything.
Oh, yeah, no, I meant more like we might sell it to the Mander. It's in town somewhere.
Oh, right. Okay. Then, yeah, sorry, that makes a lot more sense. I thought you were just going to say, it's too fancy a meat to eat. I'm like, no, 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 no.
We've
you
been
hunt it, you
hungry
gotta eat
before.
it.
Ain't no meat too fancy when
Yeah.
you're hungry. But there's
I
a
get
lot
it.
of normal meat we could be buying, especially for folks back home with money.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the orcs
Well,
have eaten us
the,
just about out of game back home. Cleared out the whole place.
Understood. Shipments of food should be more regular now than they were before the Kraken in the ocean's been dealt with. Don't know if
Not
you would
to
have heard
Oaks
it this
there.
far down.
If the situation's been as bad as they're saying, then I imagine food shipments aren't making its way to Oaks.
And Duchess has been saying it'd
Surely some
come
by sea.
for the better part of a year now, but we've seen almost nothing. A few paltry wagon
I'll say-
loads.
The Kraken was just dealt with, so it's entirely possible that Oaks will be able to get its food delivered by ship instead now.
Well, never seen a
Fingers
centaur that
crossed
can
is all I can
swim,
say.
so maybe you're right. She gives Tori a suspicious look, scowls at her.
No, ours floats. Don't worry.
Looks about big enough to sink, but as you like it.
Don't be rude. She's still our friend.
And just puts his hands up like, fine, fine. Oh, look, appreciate the warning about the curse and all, but like I said, gotta do what we gotta do for our home.
I understand. Wouldn't dream of stopping you, and I'm glad that it's for a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a prey spirit out there and it can be of help in such a way, I have a much better feeling about the whole ordeal.
Yeah, the way we see it, the gods must have put it here to help us, so be irresponsible not to.
Slaps a hand with the old Kandana anvil, and then go for the arm clasp again and wish him luck.
The lady will
Although,
make a sign of
You
Nephrine.
said that Rayston was in the village somewhere?
Yeah, that was his name, Rayson Valeforge. I think he's out here hunting the same critter we are, but not had much luck. Offered to buy its meat from us if we did take it.
Very well. Such a lovely fellow.
Yeah, he's a friendly dude.
Yeah, he's a good one.
We should see if he'll buy some cinder bacon off of us. I think we've only got one major meal of that left, which isn't enough for our entire party at this current size, so...
But what I do, like, and just gets out my spices that I bought from a reputable vendor.
Reputable spiceman. I mean, I imagine he is also hooked with spices. He's more interested
Yes,
in the
but-
rare meat
When
part
you-
of the cooking
when you
equation,
say-
right?
No, but the
Like that,
fact
it certainly
that
doesn't sound the way you think it does, Steve.
It's true.
Would you like me to give you the exact detail instead of making it sound instead of a reputable vendor?
No, I just say you're getting out your spices. You don't have to say your spice rack that you got from a reputable vendor.
And that does kind
It
of make it
makes it
sound
sound
like
like-
you're dealing drugs.
A little bit.
Oh,
The hunter's nod.
okay. Well, oh well. Well, at least it doesn't sound like I bought it off a demonic entity.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Welcome back.
welcome back. How you doing?
It got real quiet all of a sudden. Was that me?
Yeah,
That was definitely
just-
you. You were quiet for a while.
Yeah.
People were
Yeah,
talking to you.
yeah.
Yeah, we were like for 20 minutes
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, we asked you
Yeah.
if, like, you remember if you could summon a horse, and you just went like,
And then we never heard you after
and we
that.
never heard you again.
yeah. And I will just say this, like, and if, after I said, like, well, it's better than saying I bought it off a demonic entity, and then it all went fucking dead quiet.
Well, I didn't hear what your last word there was.
Oh, you
Yeah.
didn't?
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, he was saying, like, well, it's better that than saying I bought it off a demonic entity.
I mean, you don't have to mention who
Probably
you
shouldn't tell
bought it
people
off.
that.
And that's going to get you strung up by the Crusaders.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Anyway,
No, back. I heard everything just crashed
oh
out.
yeah, I changed the
that's just
channels
changing the
server over
channel.
to east.
Okay. You good?
Yeah, we should
Yes.
be.
Presumably.
Oh yeah, that vendor we encountered at the very early start.
Understood.
Okay.
So yes, I will consider. I will say that is still from a reputable vendor because
Right.
because they're vendors of ill repute.
Of course. Again,
Okay,
it just
Steve,
you make it
what
sound an
floats your boat?
awful lot like it's just trading in illicit substances, and you're wondering how much LSD you can sneak into a flank steak or something. So, guess
I
we'll
know,
go say
but
hi
this
to this
is-
dude, and what's our plan after that? I know
Up to
that.
the hive. Try
Yeah.
and find a magical item there.
I hope this goes well.
Me too.
Gonna drag fucking Galen and see if it's gonna be alive.
I mean,
I
check in on
don't-
Galen, but like,
don't
I
have
don't
to,
know
yeah.
that he wants to travel with us. We can see. Otherwise, him stopping immediately here in
Yeah.
the middle of a vintner is probably his idea of a place to sit and wait for this all to blow over.
Yeah, I imagine it's
And-
probably one of his more favorite places.
Yeah, but yes, but this over here is the Lord of it with the horses mentioned.
You can swing by the vintner shop on your way. Lovely little place, not particularly large, but it is certainly the most sprawling of the farms here near the center of town. And when you arrive, you can see Galen is parked outside with a long little blade of grass in his mouth, a hat pulled down over his eyes, looking very smug about himself, as he do. Or possibly just drunk until he fell asleep. Hard to tell which.
I
Could
mean,
be
I'm
yes.
always
It's not that he hasn't stopped being smug. I mean, come now.
It's just
I've-
a smug drunk.
he hasn't stopped ever being drunk either, I don't think.
As you all approach, he will slowly open one eye, then the other. Ah, friends, there you are. I lost track of you in the bustle of the evening. A very busy night here in this metropolis we found ourselves in.
Fair enough.
I think you're just seeing double the buildings, but sure.
The
You're
party
stopping
does look
by-
about twice as big as it was when I last saw you all, so that's a possibility.
Honestly, I'm surprised it's only twice as big.
That's the number. You all look like someone cast massive milky memories on you. Except you, Doctor, though no one knows what's under that robe.
Right. So, we were stopping by to tell you that we plan to be heading out of town, in case you wanted to join up.
Why the devil would you do something like that? This place is so nice. There's
Well, adventurers
alcohol
do-
growing on the farms. We could just stay here until the whole war blows over.
Yeah, that's what I figured for you. But adventurers do as adventurers must, you know. Can't stay in one place too long.
Have you considered not, though? Just as a...
I have, but it's in a different area.
Is it as nice as this one, though?
Not yet.
Yet does sound pretty operative, but nah, whatever. Well, if you're leaving, I wish you all the best of luck, my friends. I am going to go off and do Galen things. I am mysterious, I assure you.
I'm
Good
sure.
luck.
Okay. Keep out of trouble. Try to keep out of trouble there, Galen.
I don't
Drink
need
water.
luck. I have nothing but pure, unadulterated skill.
You know, I'll palm Galen 8 gold here. Here, this should cover drinks for at least like an hour, maybe.
Oh, this dude is fucking loaded rich. I don't
He's
think he needs to worry
extremely
about that.
rich.
He is a suspiciously wealthy alcoholic.
Look,
As
I
you're
probably
saying that,
palmed
he's
money
money-
is
already
his
disappeared
money.
these coins into his pocket.
Yeah,
Fair.
Have I ever told you
good
you're
try.
my favorite little salamander, little guy? Or it's a
I
little girl? No. You really did get massive Milky's cast on you. Good lord.
yeah, it goes either way these days.
Nice. Well, on girl days, come here and let me know. And you can have some
Okay.
fun.
I'll keep it in mind.
There is no way Galen is capable of maintaining an erection with that much alcohol permanently within his system.
No,
No.
But I bet it gives it a
actually-
good honest try.
but yeah,
No,
consider
it
that
does
thanks
help.
for the help in the tower.
Yeah. agreed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yes,
quite
you're
indispensable.
all welcome. Which one of you got the wish, by the way?
None of us actually.
Yeah.
Ah. Wait, did I get
Turns
the
out
wish?
it was for the better.
No, you did not.
No. It turns
Damn
out it was for the
it.
better, though, because if we'd gotten the wish, we'd have been stuck in the tower.
Lame.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and the last opponents were beyond our capacity at the time. No matter how much we wished for.
But you see, you could have just wished for them to be at your capacity retroactively. And you got yourself stuck in a stable time loop forever. Wouldn't that have been fun?
It sounds like it'd be a headache.
Nah.
But then the wish would have been just used up for that and not for a useful purpose.
Look, if I'd gotten
Don't
to the
worry
top,
about it.
all I was going to wish for was a stein of infinite booze. So, I mean, it could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse, and we got what we wanted in the end anyway. So all's well
Hey,
that ends
that's
well.
how adventurers do.
But Galen, if I think about it, I think I might actually conjure one later on if I got the time for it. Can start sketching up on it.
What? What?
A small flask of infinite spirit.
That would cost a lot of money. And I don't
be
feel
careful
comfortable
on that.
taking gifts of that magnitude from my friends. And you are all my friends, so don't do something like that for little old me.
Yeah, but I can start sketching on it. It's gonna take a while anyway, and I do have a lot of time. We both.
That's true. We do live forever, don't we, Steve-O? Until we don't.
Andy.
Anyway, don't let that until we don't part catch up to you anytime soon. You're alright, man. Unless you're also a lady under the ropes now. I don't know how this works.
No.
He's a
I have
gentleman.
what you would call a dude.
Why is that so funny coming from you? Okay.
I think it's the
I like the fact that that Savin laughed so hard that Discord actually clipped him out, so we couldn't hear that. We just got like the random small choking noises because Discord was like, "Nah, we just gotta let this one ride."
Yeah, it's too much of a peek in there.
It's quite funny.
Yeah, he's gonna clap Steve on the shoulder, slump back in his chair. Anyway, take care, all of you. I'll see you around when I see you. which I'm sure won't be that
Alright.
long, unless I decide to stay here over winter, which, to be fair, would be pretty nice.
It's not a bad place to do so. Probably one of the better ones.
Yeah, I was never much of a fan of cities anyway. I lied lyingly, missing the hustle and bustle of big city already. Anyway, go on,
Well-
go on, I'm fine.
Yes.
Yep,
you
take
are
care.
fine.
Don't get lynched.
Yeah.
What?
Drink
Is that
water.
Am I at risk of getting lynched? What have you been telling the townsfolk
probably not.
about me? Good lord.
No, nonsense. Why would we spoil the surprise that is you?
Ah, I see. Alright. Keep your secrets, muscle mommy.
Tips imaginary hat. Take care.
Drink water.
What do I look like, a pussy?
Fish for look at that, you know.
Fish piss in there. Why would you drink that?
As your party is walking away, Kate's just gonna glance over her shoulder. You know, it's gonna be kind of a shame when that guy's liver just kills him.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
On the plus side, he's rich. Maybe he'll just take out the bad liver and a new one will regenerate with a potion he buys.
So he's
Or
an
he might-
alchemist.
Shiv somebody and steal their liver.
Booze of liver regeneration.
You know, I honestly think that he'll just come across a means to keep it his normal liver. As
Probably.
it is. That thing is the hardest working liver in Iona. At least
Yeah.
in an elf.
And an elf.
Otherwise, you know, we've all seen dwarves.
The party can walk across the street to the big ol' horse farm, nestled up against the hill. Yeah, as you come over, several very large, muscular horses that are roaming free will just sort of start loping towards you, vaguely interested.
I see.
And are about 30 of them, you'd say. I'll come up one by one to the fence, just kind of peer at you. You're new and interesting. Hello.
I will pet some horses.
Horses.
Hello there, aren't you all handsome and pretty?
The horses will sort of look amongst each other and shake their heads and declare your party a group of glorious dames worthy of riding them.
Ah, shucks. Alright. I mean, look, if they've been working on their horse game, I will give them some veggie.
Hell yeah.
Yay, veggie.
I'll probably just get like a corn cob and just do like a ridge slice down each side so each horse gets a ridge of corn.
Hell yeah. As you are doing so, another horse with a rider this time will trot up, a young man with long, sort of brownish blonde hair. Hey there, friends. What brings you up this way?
Mostly just passing through.
I had a lovely time yesterday talking to a Miss Marlene Barrow about these beautiful horses, and figured I should bring my comrades here and Lady Amelie Shaw here to
You gesture towards
inspect
Amy.
these.
There is just an empty space where Amy was.
I see what she's doing.
Oh,
Oh no, we've
Lady
got a
Bird.
second Arlene. Oh dear.
Arlene too.
huh.
The
Maybe she
young
just
man
didn't wanna come
scratches his chin. Yeah, Mary said a doctor'd come around.
Yeah.
You interested in
Straight.
purchasing some of the horses? You look like warrior types amongst you. Well, Upnod, Vale, and Theli.
Give him a thumbs up. Unfortunately, we're doing a lot of mountaineering.
Yeah.
Unless you happen to have any giant goats for sale.
Not giant
not to be
ones, but
the-
there's a couple of farms around here that raise regular goats for pack mulling. They're good for the mountains.
No, should be alright for now. But thanks for the offer.
Yeah. Thanks for the info.
What did one of these beautiful animals go for nowadays?
Kitted out about $500. Oh, it depends on the specific animal, of course. Got some real strapping specimens this year. We'll hop off and
I
pat
imagine
the
it
flank
also-
of his destroyer.
Imagine it also depends on the pedigree as well.
Indeed. We have some show winners here. Like this big stud. Clap the horse on the flank. It throws its neck. And in bee speech, Theli will hear, "Damn right I am."
Of course. Like, if he's practiced the main flick, I imagine he does, like, the nose down, full head flip.
Oh yeah, this is the Fabio horse.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. So I could see. He has no small amount of modesty, I promise you.
Ranger then.
That's right.
Always wished I had the talent, but alas, I'm more of a stab and slash than spellcast.
I wouldn't worry about it. It is a wonderful joy, but you find that most animals say what you expect them to, you know. If an animal looks happy to see you, they're probably going to say, "Hi there, I'm happy to see you." I'll look down at Scruff. Isn't that right, bud?
He looks up at you and just yips. "I love you."
See, I love you too, buddy. He gets head rubs.
Arlene just puts her hands over her heart like, "Oh." Well, if you put it that way, since we do horse breeding around here, maybe I'm better off
Yeah,
without
no,
the
actually,
talent.
that also probably... Yeah. Sometimes you do learn a little bit too much. Like, I try particularly hard not to listen to bird song during the spring.
Why is it like the actual reverberation of "Hey, want some fuck" or something like that?
The trees are alive with horny when it's spring for the birds. And they are screaming their hearts out.
Yeah, Mom said that was a thing.
Oh boy. I mean, it's an experience for sure, but will drive you mad after a couple of years of living in the woods in a nice cabin every spring.
Well, the young man will look you all over again. So, if you're not here for horses, what did actually bring you up this way?
No, just pay respect to the courtesy of paying respect to the owner and caretaker of the land.
Well, Pop's got some company right now, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind more. Especially if you've got
Sure, why not?
We're not
Lady Shaw
interrupting.
amongst you. Well,
hate
incline
to
his head
intrude
towards
if he-
Arlene.
You'd hate to intrude if he actually has important company over.
I probably won't mind, but up to you.
Yeah,
It
man,
is
what?
Just
tradition
visit
to
Aline and
give
like-
our hospitality to guests coming through the village anyway. Though I did
Yeah, so
hear there were a
bring
couple
down
of
an opera.
mysterious towers popping up overnight. I imagine that's your doing?
That was us. They'll be gone by tonight, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Mr. Valeforge said, but good to know for sure.
The simple
Oh,
cost of
Racing
traveling in
Bearforge.
style.
Yes,
yeah,
that's
Vincent
Dad's
Valeforge.
company.
Oh,
Oh,
Take it you're familiar?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Does that mean you've gotten to sample a meal he's cooked then?
Yes. A sample doesn't do it justice. I don't think I've eaten that much in,
Oh, it's
well, ever.
it's
exciting.
such an exquisite experience, isn't it, my friend?
Yeah.
Steve is the only one amongst us familiar with long-term cooking.
Exquisite's the word for it.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's what Mari said. Well, if you're friends of his, come on then. I'll bring you up to the house.
Alright, very well.
Click his tongue at his horse and nod back towards the pasture, and then bring you all up towards the big ol' ranch house. Where, indeed, once you get towards the side with the porch, you can see Valeforge himself in all his incredibly muscular wizard glory, sitting out front with an older human man, you'd guess about late 50s or so. Salamander will stand up once he sees you all, grin ear to ear. Aha, my friends! What brings you up this way?
Adventure.
Racing.
You know how it is.
Passing through, really.
Well, you certainly picked a time to come through. There's fascinating creatures out in the forest. Have you heard about this golden art?
We have. We saw him briefly the other day.
You
Yeah.
did, huh?
Lovely, polite fellow. Offered to lend us a hand with trying to rescue the young Leanne from falling into a trap.
She was already in a trap.
Well, no,
More
sorry,
like
yes,
getting
yes.
her out.
Getting out. Sorry, words failed me for a moment there.
The older man will stand at this point as well. You say Lady Leanne was in danger. Is she all right?
She was. She is now. We got her out, and she left the village yesterday to take up another companion of ours back to Count Row.
Good. One of my men, Vigobert, told me he'd seen her wandering off into the mountains. Sent a few men after her, but no luck. She's hard to track, that one.
No, she was in a very hidden location. One actually sunken into the ground.
She is a smart one.
That would explain why they couldn't
Yeah.
find her. Well,
Must
good job, all of you, then.
the heart to
Sure you have the Count's gratitude.
Oh, for
I'm
sure.
sure.
And her mother's.
Yes, I'm sure of that as well. We'll extend.
She said as much the same herself. I just indicated the behatted lady behind us.
She's fucking
Well,
gone.
it's not there.
Oh
She's
no!
been gone for a
okay.
while.
Oh, I thought
She
she was
back-
still
Yeah, as soon as
outside.
Steve was
She
like,
was like,
and we came here with Lady Amelie, it was like, poof.
Oh yeah, she pieced out.
What?
Okay.
It's like, well,
Never mind then. I rescind that fact.
our mother was still happy about it, so.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure she would be. But please, come on up. Can I get you a drink?
No, that's alright. I don't think we'll be here so long that we'll need drinks.
Very well, then. Well, if you just have business with Sir Valeforge, I'll take my leave. Old Knight will incline his head and step inside. Valeforge will come over and give you all the shoulder clasps and handshakes. It's good to see familiar faces around here. This is a bit further afield than I usually travel, but in search of such a rare specimen, well, one must come in person to oversee things. Speaking of
Right.
which, could I convince you to partake in the hunt?
It's a bit a different direction we're going, unless
Yeah.
it's made its way into the mountains.
You're the ones who've seen it last. You tell me.
Well, it rather just disappeared.
Yeah.
Not in any direction, just poof, gone.
Walked out
Yeah.
of sight and was gone.
The stag's as much a spirit as it is physical.
That would explain why the hunters have had such a damnably hard time with it. Perhaps we'll need magical means of tracking it then. I'm sure I can find a spell for that. Maybe a couple of days. Thank you for the information, friends. We'll make sure to make good use of it.
Yeah, no problem.
Best of luck.
Now, if you happen to find a hole that has a warning sign that says poison and trap inside, do not go down there because it's
Yeah.
Poison has a trap in it.
Now that sounds like somewhere that has a bunch of treasure waiting to be found. Not sure I can resist that.
Sorry
Not
about
in
that. We
this
already took
case.
the treasure from it.
Yep, sorry.
which
The treasure was the friend we made along the way.
And the swords. And other
Yeah.
weaponry.
And
And
yeah,
bows.
Oh,
Yeah,
a
it's
bunch
fine.
of magic swords down there.
No, just regular
non-magic.
swords that can be fixed up.
So you didn't find exquisite treasure in a poison dungeon yet. That means there's got to be something still down there. You don't
No,
just
the
have...
exquisite treasure was recovered. It would be
Mhm.
Emily Shaw's old first grimoire, I believe.
Yes, there was that.
So my daughter's working with that right now.
Ah.
So
Ah, damn.
Safely say
I
it
would've
has
loved to
been,
have
it has
that,
been cleaned up.
It's a fancy wizard book.
Yes, I've heard she's a mage of
No.
unparalleled skill with ice magic. Bit outside my usual specialty, but I'm always interested in branching out. Shame we didn't find it
No,
ourselves.
can say this, if you want some of the, well, poison, well, the poison that was available down there, I do happen to have some.
And you think it can be
Managed to
refined
harvest.
into something edible?
He sure did get refined into something edible. And then someone tried it and it sent him on a whole ass vision quest,
Yeah.
basically.
Aha, I see. Not the sort of edibles I prefer myself, but I do dabble occasionally in such things.
Well, I will say this, it's currently in its current state, there might be beneficials, out of character. My brain just shut the fuck.
It
Just
basically was
went-
an aether potion.
Beneficial properties?
It's basically an aether potion.
Yeah. For drugs, but there could be some minerals or anything of usefulness there, other than the convert of the. Wow, why did my words disappear?
Steve, you might have been hanging around that for too
No,
long.
I mean
It
this
was
is
mostly
as,
just
as a
residium.
fucking human. No, I
I'm
mean
not
this
sure
as
where
as-
you were going with it.
Yeah, but because my words just disappeared, just went empty.
Right.
While Steve is pausing to think, Arlene will pipe up and say, also, there were a bunch of magic mushrooms, like residium infused. That might be more up your alley. Oh, now that would be a treat. I've seen such a thing before. The fungus absorbs magical energies from the aether around itself. That makes good eating. Where did you say this
Yes.
cave was?
I'm gonna have to get marking out on the map there.
I mean, we didn't say where it was, and then that's kind of the point because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, nothing so dangerous
Me.
that I can't handle it, but if you need a little memory jog, Veilforge will take out 10 platinum pieces from his pocket. Perhaps this would jog your memory?
Sigh. Just, I would have given that for even, not for free anyway, because as a friend. But mostly because that fungi was also converting the residuum into nutrients for the rest of the cave, so that also has some beneficial properties.
Yes, of course, that
Yes,
makes
yeah,
sense.
the
Magically closed ecosystem almost.
Yeah. All
And
right. Well, I mean, you seem determined to go down there, so when you do go there, because I mean, apparently we're giving the location anyway. Don't go past what the sign says there. There is a big old membrane that will get you stuck inside.
it's one way.
Yeah, it's invisible.
I appreciate the heads up, my friends. Also, as he's pushing these pieces into Ashe's hands, may I say you are looking radiant, Miss Ashe.
Thank you.
Kate'll just look super excited, like, aw, yeah, yowie.
It's Dowie, please.
Uh,
It's BL. But I love.
If you're
The
staying in town for the
bottom
night,
love.
perhaps I could put some of these interesting ingredients your doctor here's brought to use for a dinner.
afraid not. We're heading into the mountains, up toward the hive, hopefully to find a new magical item.
Ah, well, I wish you luck then. Do try and get some of their honey while you're there. That hive produces some of the best in the region.
We'll certainly endeavor to.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yes, tell the Queen Valeforge says hello, if you would.
I'll make sure to do so.
Smile and nod at that.
Look at you, Ash. You're already pulling.
Already, when
Well,
have I
no,
ever stopped?
Yeah, no, you haven't ever. Good point. I suppose I meant to say, like, already pulling in the new guys. Get it? I tried for a pun there. The spelling of guys and then guys as guys people.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
a little bit flat there. We'll work on it.
Eh.
Scruffle's just like a pat your leg.
That spread my hands. I thought I had it that time. The ones that are to do with the spelling are definitely harder out loud.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe just stick to dick jokes. Those always land.
They do, especially on Ashe. Post up for a fist bump.
Yeah.
Fist bump.
The people I go with. Yeah, provided no one else has anything important to go in this conversation, I think it's a good point for us to get out.
As you descend the hill, you will find Amelie sitting on the stone wall along the roadside, puffing on a pipe. She will flick it out and then dismiss a spell that returns her to visibility for everyone. And Doctor,
Nice.
just for the record, if you start using me like some sort of clout token, I'm going to disappear on you and gaslight everyone into thinking you've gone insane. Just so we're clear.
That is what I figured happened.
Also, Thelerien didn't think you smoked.
I don't, but it can be a useful part of a disguise.
Oh, I see.
Seems none of the villagers really remember who I am anyway, so I can simply pass myself off as a
Here.
wandering mage.
I mean, admittedly, you have been in that tower for a long while.
Yes, exactly. And Sir Cyril's probably the only one who would recognize me. I knew him when he was a squire.
Oh. Precious.
Fun.
Did you know many squires then?
Elbow Steve.
Yes, I
Uh,
knew several
Shit.
squires and knights, all serving under Theodore.
Yeah, because she was with Oaks. Shaw Oaks, see? No, wait, Rove. Shaw
Yes.
Rove there, see?
Count Rove, yes, that is how the stories go.
Yeah, so that's why I said you know a lot of.
An odd question, but
Or
yes,
if
factually true.
no, yeah, so it wasn't an odd. Just if you knew him anyway, he was just one of those that stood out among the groups.
He was a largely unremarkable man, at least when I knew him. But he had a talent with horses. Not necessarily riding them, but for understanding them. An animal empathy, I suppose you could say.
Hence his what looks to be relatively good success at being a horse breeder.
Yes,
Yeah.
like his father before him. Though he's found more success, it appears. Herds twice as large as I remember it.
Oh, well, good for them then.
Yes. Honestly, I'm a bit surprised there weren't any magical steeds there. I remember him always yammering on about how much he wanted a thunderfoal.
We actually have entire stables and kind of started that over back in Raymont.
Yes, so I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
It's been long enough that even the men over here are interested in them. Indeed, I've heard that Lord Carr himself possesses one. And though I can't say I've seen the man since he was a child, I wouldn't know if it's true or not.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Ashe, you can make a history check if you'd like. See if you remember
Sure.
something when she says as much.
Yeah, I figure I can try. And 11. I don't think I remember him ever getting one.
You
If
don't
you did,
remember
it's out
who
of
it
my
was for,
memory.
but you definitely remember your parents being excited about somebody in Karania buying a breeding pair of thunder horses.
Ah, it's probably them. I think they actually bought a breeding pair now that I think about it.
Oh. Oh. Going to set his line up for life then. Good for him.
It is a big deal.
Yes, I imagine that must have cost him a fortune. How much do you sell those for anyway?
That's a good question. Savin, how much do my parents like sell those for?
I don't know, your characters, how much do you sell a thunder horse for?
Fucking DM, how much do I sell a thunder horse for? How do you?
Amxal, how much do you
what's like
sell a
your-
thunder
Much
horse
do
for?
you
I don't
sell a
fucking
thunder
know.
horse for? Yeah.
Yeah, they're your,
Well,
it's
a
your
thunder
project.
horse would be a thunder horse would be a
Like-
very rare mount, so probably triple
That-
that of a war horse.
I'm just
way
gonna look at the
more
I think
war
triple is
horses.
because
underdoing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
like
actually, you want-
they're
yeah.
like intelligent.
Yeah. How much is a
Okay.
war horse normally here? Let me look
It's
at
like
mounts and vehicles real quick.
$400, I
I
think.
will also point out the fact that Thunder Horses also live way longer than a regular fucking horse.
Yeah.
Like, if you get it at a young age, you will probably die with it.
Yeah, 10K a pop,
Yeah.
especially for a breeding pair.
Roughly 5 digits worth of bucks.
Arlene will let
Sometimes
out a
it
low
varies
whistle.
depending on. Yeah. It varies sometimes depending on how well people can deal, and obviously a lot of people don't have exactly that much, so varies a little bit.
Yes, I imagine it's not an exact science, but Good to know. Afraid that's a bit outside of my price range for the moment. Perhaps someday.
Well,
Actually,
considering you'll be a
alternatively,
consort of Thelerien,
yes. Valerian, let's wrangle a
Mm.
pair of Pegasi. What do you say?
Okay. Oh, agreed. Absolutely.
That'd be awesome.
I'd have said unicorns, but they're a bit snooty about people who want virgins.
Yes, I don't think unicorns would want anything to do with either of us. A
Unicorns
shame.
are on my merry list.
I don't think they'd want anything to do with you
I-
either.
I think that would be a steep ask, Tori. Sorry. Pet's belly full of egg.
I mean,
But live your
pretty
dreams.
stories, but like, surely there's gotta be one out there that's like, I don't know. Maybe there's like a broken one.
Broken would definitely be the wrong
Hmm.
word, but if you're hoping there's a slutty unicorn out there, then it's already probably absolutely rabid with white garpoon.
I'm not sure you also want to
There
meet a
is
broken one.
a mythical one
Yeah, I guess
from ages
broken's the
past.
wrong word. That's a bad word for Magicourses, but like,
Well, no, I'm just
gotta be
thinking.
one in the woods somewhere. They got the other ones, so like, think he's giving him a bad name.
Well, like I said, there is mythic, ancient stories of legend of the bicorn, not unicorn, the bicorn. That doesn't
Yeah, that
allow
means they like male and
virgins.
female virgins.
No, that doesn't allow virgins to ride them.
Oh,
Yeah, you know where the stories of bicorns come from, don't you, Steve?
Huh?
They're
Puts
corrupted
her fingers up and
unicorns.
then goes, moo. They come from cows, you wieners.
No,
Yeah, 'cause think about it. Any cow
bicorns are a real
is a
thing.
bicorn.
And they're corrupted unicorns, ones that have seen their maidens die, or worse, be raped. They go
aw,
insane and become monsters.
That's
aw.
the broken unicorn, essentially.
Well,
Yeah.
that is pretty tragic, yeah.
The horn splits
Poor
right down the
beggars.
middle and becomes a pair of dark, evil antlers.
Wonder if is it too late to
Yeah.
save him at that point?
Probably.
Yes, their magic and life is by the horn itself, their essence and everything. If you remove the horn of a unicorn, it will die. So, they corrupted unicorn horn, bicorn. It's gone. There is no turning back. But like I said, that was ancient and last, well, read and heard about it. There are none left.
For now, there are none left.
Well, hopefully there's none of those left forever.
Yeah,
We
hopefully.
live in a world of tragedy, so I wouldn't expect it.
I would be surprised the most amount of, like, how many are not virgins nowadays. Because finding a unicorn, it's like finding a unicorn.
Arlene just
But
kind of
getting it to
squints
become a
at you.
bicorn.
What's that supposed to mean?
I think it's just probably something
This-
big at the influence of Cass on the general public.
This region was inoculated for a while from what is considered the caste. But that's apparently disappearing now with herd immunity being removed.
See, exactly what I just said.
What?
Huh?
Steve, I got no idea what you're talking about, but I'm.
Okay,
He's saying people are slutty.
I mean, I understand that, but I think that's wrong. I think that's just, you know, bias because we're adventurers hanging out and doing adventure things with adventure people.
Mm-hmm.
So have you considered starting sleeping around with everyone just because, or...
No, but plenty of people have been propositioning me. Because, you know, I say I'm an adventurer and
Mhm.
suddenly I turn into a sex symbol every time I go into a bar.
Well, this is why I try not to say I'm an adventurer. I say I'm Steve.
You say it for
Decision,
entirely
etc.
other reasons.
Yes,
I'm not sure
because I
yet if it's
despise-
ego or cope.
It can be both.
Because I am not an adventurer. I am a physician researcher that's
Oh,
been
Steve.
dragged around by you all.
I hate to
You're
break it to you, but
um,
you're currently an adventurer.
You
You're
are an
literally an
adventurer.
You are
adventurer,
on
right?
an adventure.
You're on an event. You're literally on part of the whole entire quest to save in a region. That is by definition an adventurer.
Amelie is going to take out a piece of tape from her, like little magical piece of adhesive from her alchemist kit. Write, "Hi, I'm Steve, comma adventurer," and just put it on the front of Steve's jacket.
Oh.
There, now you're one of us.
Okay, I just started to hear one of us. Google gobble,
One
Google
of
gobble,
us,
one of
one of
us, one
us.
of us. Remember from the free
I
Google gobble.
Yes,
am
Val?
I an adventurer?
You are an adventurer.
You're not,
But
Yeah.
I'm just doing. But I'm just doing. Well, I guess I suppose a blue knight is just an
They are an
adventurer
adventurer.
by trade.
they are a
An
poor
adventurer by a
Yes,
different name.
Kate's gonna just
don't-
put an
if
arm
you-
around Vale's shoulders. Vale, I hate to tell you, but Blue Knights are just adventurers who take a vow of poverty.
Yeah,
Not a vow of celibacy.
you quite
You
literally
are an adventurer.
you quite literally go into towns, solve problems that people haven't, and are hunting monsters that people usually don't. That is quite literally, as much as I can think of, exactly an adventurer.
Are all questing knights adventurers?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
They literally go out and have adventures. That's the point.
Yeah, they're quite literally an adventurer as part of their quest.
What is the difference between an adventurer and a mercenary?
And
Not
sorts of
much.
things we get up to.
Mercenaries don't gotta go on adventures.
A mercenary
Mercenaries can just go
takes
fight and
very
stuff.
specific contracts, usually for security of a person or a place, or for military action. They don't usually go dungeon delving or fighting monsters, unless they have to.
Unless that's specifically their contract.
Fel will put a hand up. I, for instance, was a monster hunter for a very long time, but right now I'm definitely adventuring as an adventurer. I hate these semantics, I really do. But you can insist all you want, you're currently an adventurer. Just like when these adventures are done, I'll probably stop being an adventurer and be an empress instead. You know, everything
No,
changes.
you're probably gonna be riding a giant black horse with black armor and be a black knight across the land.
I'm pretty sure Theler's going to be riding something else.
Yeah,
I only have so many elbows available to me right now.
they'll vary from day to day. Don't worry.
Regardless. These hornets, Ash, how are you planning to avoid getting impregnated?
Like I said, I have to talk to them first, and hopefully they just have some problem in the region, maybe a monster, maybe some other thing that adventurers can do in exchange for receiving the magic item.
They
I'll
probably
offer
want you to
my
do
body.
They probably want you to do some receiving in exchange for goods and services. But sure. Good
I
luck.
can receiving.
There's no way more can fit in you, Tori. You are already so much baby.
Like I said, I
Yeah.
want to
I'll
lead with
have room
that
soon.
rather than like
I'll have
trying
room
to
at the end of the adventure.
get ignorant with the hornets.
I
don't
have
know that they'll
IOU
take
space.
I don't think they'll take an IOU for egnancy.
IOU. I.
We'll just have to see when we get there what the trade can possibly be. Like I said,
Babe,
hopefully it can be something an actual service rather than getting ignorant.
Kina,
Hmm?
Steve just Will Smith presents like the whole like Wyatt don't like to be associated as an adventure. Just I owe you ignorance.
That's not an adventurer thing. You're just being a weenus.
What are these mysterious zeros? What are those? What the fuck are those things? Why are they?
What?
What zeros?
Hold on. I'm seeing something
Oh, no.
very strange.
Okay.
But that's just strange dragon.
Ina's under attack by the circles.
I'm seeing very strange icons appear on here. I'll put them in general in voice chat.
Yeah, let's see them, I guess. Oh, those are like distance numbers
Oh,
on
that's
They
a
are not.
distance.
Yeah.
I can click on them.
Can you
Yeah.
edit them?
What do they do if you click on them? Well, just
They expand and have another zero underneath them.
weird. Just
What?
refresh. That
It's-
should get rid of it.
Can you
It's very
Yeah.
strange. I don't. Yeah.
Oh right. By the way,
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
how
like
does
the
the-
distance
I see the zero now, yeah.
indicators.
What?
I see that now, yeah. You
That's
put a
because
You
I
can
marker
see
on the
just
them?
put
map.
one. I just put one down.
Oh.
Yeah, you put a marker on the map.
Well, you can put
Yeah,
them
you-
down. How do you?
You do the measure.
Oh.
Or, well, you open the measure menu and then you set it to linger instead of
Oh.
instant fade.
That's new.
What? I don't think it's new. I'm
Oh,
saying it on
yeah.
the linger. So if I do
Oh shit!
like
How do you
this,
get? Oh, you can get rid
Oh
of it
no.
too. Okay.
all right, get rid of that. Okay.
There is a
Alright.
button to delete them, but those ones did not have it.
Kina just seems to have it bugged. Good old
don't-
new Roll20 features.
By the way, what does the irrigation system that was around that was outside of Moosebarrow look like?
Yeah, once you guys start leaving town, you can see that at first it is pretty standard, like ditch-style irrigation coming out from the lake itself, and letting water down into the farms. But as you get closer to the mountain, you can see that there's been some really quite serious, like, geoengineering going on here. They have terraced the side of this mountain, turning it into just stacking rows of fields with water spilling down it. And what water doesn't come down naturally is being carried by a big stone aqueduct.
Oh.
Interesting.
And as you're walking, since you're heading this way, the party will eventually encounter a group of about 50 young men coming back towards you from the direction of Grove's castle. They will give you friendly waves as they pass. They all look quite exhausted and a bit dirty and are carrying a large number of working implements with them.
But they
What
doing,
business were you all about?
yeah, are they doing maintenance on the farms up here or the irrigation systems, I suppose?
No, miss. We're working on the new wall.
Oh.
Point back
Oh,
towards
wall.
the castle.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that.
Well, with the
Very
war
cool.
going on, the Count said the best way to protect ourselves is to build a wall. Centaurs can't climb, you see.
Makes a lot of sense.
It's true.
We're walling off the whole
of the
mouth
time,
of the
anyway.
valley.
The
Oh,
whole
wow.
mouth. Oh,
Hell of a wall.
that is quite a wall.
Yeah.
Ambitious.
They nod like, yeah, it's ambitious. They look like they've been working their asses off.
Yeah, it's like 30 miles, like
Honestly,
24 miles of wall. Yeah.
honestly, I had the same idea. I kind of tinkered with that same idea on this position where, on like the valley into Igniferous.
It'd be a lot easier
Like,
for
yeah.
Shot to do it because you can just like mold earth.
Magic up
Yeah,
a
'cause
wall.
you can just
Yeah.
magic up a
wall.
fucking
Her
wall.
family could just work earth magic to make the wall over
Make a wall
time.
like
But
Couple of
across
months.
here and everything as well. Yeah.
A couple of months of work and then you'll be done.
However, what Rove does not have in magic, he has in manpower. You're seeing
That's
like
another
the
kind of magic,
entire
you know?
like 15 to 30 male population of his county just being put to work.
there are
It's
things
another
that
kind of
can't be
magic.
solved by just throwing a lot of people at it.
I cast manpower.
That does appear to be
Surprisingly
literally
effective.
the solution he's come up with, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll tell you that they're building that wall day in, day out, but now their shift is done, they're going home, and the ladies are going to come out and start working.
Makes sense.
Yeah, give you some waves and truck on back home.
That is quite the project they're undertaking, then. That's 30 miles of wall.
Amy will just rub at her chin. Well, if there's one thing Theo has never lacked, it's motivation. It's a massive project, but he'll see it done, I'm sure. Just a question of if it'll be in time.
Given the distance between it and Three Oaks and all that, and our own plan to go up there, I should imagine it will be.
Yes, of course. Right. Amy just glances away and off to the horizon. Of course.
You seem like you're not sure of it. Something on your mind?
I'm not sure Theo's building it to protect his county against centaurs. That's all.
Ah, I see what you're saying. Well, let's
Indeed.
hope it
When you
doesn't come to that then.
Indeed.
Plus, if everything does work out the way we're hoping to, there shouldn't be a need for any sort of war like that.
Not internally, but even so, if the drought is struck here, it probably struck the Barbarian lands too, so...
Yes, if the county gets any more desperate, well, the duchy gets more desperate, it won't be centaur bandits he has to push away. But even still, that might not be the worst of it.
It's fine, and we'll deal with it.
I'd like to hear then. What do you think is even worse then?
Amy will just turn to watch this huge clump of young, strapping men walking back home.
Even more internal
Seems
affairs.
kind of obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. This war that's going on. Theo's not supporting it. He's not sending his men there to fight. His neighbors might take offense to that. The Duchess might take offense to that. Decide he needs to be put in his place again. He snubbed her once before. I don't think she'll take kindly to a second time.
Well, at this point, there's really nothing we can do.
No, of
Our
course
course is
not.
already
And
set.
it's all just speculation anyway. I'm sure I'm just being paranoid.
No, it's a reasonable fear. I don't mean to say anything about that, but our actual power to do anything about it is limited. I, I'm sorry, Amelie. I'm making it worse, aren't I?
No, it's fine. Though Thea and I share a child, I have no other particular attachment to the county. Its fate's out of my hands. I just... Well, giving advice on such things is in my nature, I suppose.
Well,
And since
I'll
Theo's not around to
gladly hear it
listen,
out.
you're all stuck with me.
I'll gladly take it.
We'll live somehow.
The more I can learn about the internal affairs of Corania, the better positioned I'll be once I have my own territory up north.
Yes, we'll have to see what you can carve out up there. I'm eager to see what you make of it.
I am too.
But for now, let's start with the problems at hand, namely climbing a mountain.
Indeed. Honestly, this mountain shouldn't be too bad compared to the other mountains we've been climbing.
Amy will...
I'll give her an arm for her to rest a hand on as we walk. The old classic, like, half-step support.
Yeah. You extend your hand. Amy casts Fly on you. Uppies.
I lift her.
I really do need to learn that spell eventually.
It does seem fun.
It does look a lot of fun.
Or grow wings. One of the two.
Is that a thing you could do? You are a sorcerer.
Well, supposedly the muscle group is there. They just haven't come in. So
Grower,
maybe they
not a
do.
shower. I see.
Maybe they do show up eventually. Maybe they don't.
More
Well,
adventure.
fingers crossed. Yeah. Or eat more food. Or both.
So,
Yeah. Do you need travel checks or something to get up to
not
find the?
really. It's a little over a day, but also most of it's just spent climbing a heavily agriculturally worked mountainside. There's really not much danger you can get into here. There's literally just a river you can follow and aqueducts.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Really, I guess I could take a cooking test from Tori for your supplies, but navigation and security is pretty much guaranteed.
Sounds good.
Come on, Tori, roll another nat 20. Let's go.
Da, 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 da. Oh, my thing's already open.
We'll just find the golden hind here. I mean, you told her to roll a 20.
That's true.
For once, not a nat 20. 23.
I'm so disappointed. Alright. Yeah, you are able to cook a delicious meal on your way. With
I
no
wasted
supply
my nat
problems.
20 on the didn't check.
Yeah, clearly. Should have
Well, I
just
guess I
waited a
didn't
few
waste it.
minutes. So yeah, it
A
takes...
few minutes. That was like an hour ago.
Yeah, shut up. It was an hour and 10 minutes ago, but whatever. So, it takes pretty much a whole day to climb the mountain, but you are able to do it. And about 2/3 of the way up the top, you begin to see bee folk buzzing around. These are...
Buzz.
Yeah, these are thick, pudgy little bees buzzing around. They appear to be collecting the last of the flowers and nectar on offer before the winter sets in. It will give you cheery little bimbo waves as you ascend.
Yeah, I'll give him a wave back.
Arlene will step a little closer to Steve. Friendly as they are, they're not going to try and put stuff in us, are they?
Not unless you accept it first.
I mean, are you sure?
I mean, that's generally how the bee folk work
Okay,
that I've
back.
read that are civilized.
Maybe.
If they just abducted people to put eggs in as they go up a mountain, I imagine they wouldn't be as freely or well regarded as they are around here.
It'd be kind of hot.
Those are hornets. That's the difference. These are the gentler. Hornets are the aggressive ones.
Right, of course. Yeah, I'm sure it's nothing to worry about.
So,
As Arlene
just
says
being
that,
shocked.
the party keeps walking. Eventually, you hear a cat bell jingle from a bush. God damn it.
And
Yeah, you can eventually ascend to find what looks to be the entrance to a cave that's been built over by a lot of wax and paper. A pair of particularly thick-set bee girls are standing outside with little wooden spears. They stand to attention when you draw near, and one of them puts out a hand. Halt! Friend or foe?
We're friends.
Friend!
Amy will furrow her brow. That's supposed to be my line.
is that a sure thing?
Friend and friend.
Well, if you're friends, then, welcome in. Hi, friends.
Yay!
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you.
They will just kind of shrug at each other and step aside. Walk right in.
Yeah, head on in.
Beyond, you can see that it is not a cave of stone, but a cave of beeswax that has been drilled out into the mountain. There's a stone floor, but all the walls have been covered over and have a lovely little yellow honeycomb pattern, with every eighth or so comb emptied out to be filled with a little candle to give you light.
Welcome to the xenomorph lair. I mean the biomorph lair.
Yeah, it does kind of have that vibe, but much more well lit and wholesome instead of, horrifying. You don't see any people like melded ass out into the wall with eggs inside them yet.
It's their heads are not even sticking out. It's just they're sticking into the wall. It's just their stomach and ass available.
Yep. That is absolutely how that would go. I'm going to write some notes down for future writing projects, but anyway. So yeah, after a couple of minutes of just kind of wandering, a bee wearing a little suit jacket will appear. She once again gives you a big friendly wave that makes the top button just kind of pop out on her jacket. Hello!
Oh my
Hi,
gosh, you're
welcome!
so cute. You're so
Hi.
pretty.
Nice to
It
meet
just
you.
dodges the button being shot past 150. Shit!
Oh, sorry, it does that. Sorry.
That's all right.
It's okay. It's okay.
Hey, I'm the seneschal. How can I help? Heard you were friends.
Well, it is.
Yeah,
It's
we were
good
hoping to
to
meet
meet
the
you.
queen.
The queen. Oh, are you here for eggs?
Not so much.
Oh,
I had heard word that she has a magical item of sorts, and I hope to bargain with her for it.
Yeah, and they told me I'm too full right now. Otherwise, I would be.
the seneschal will just buzz over to Tori and take out a little protractor, do some measurements.
She's 6
Yeah.
mega chonkers.
I mean, you could fit like 1 or 2 in there probably, but that might be a little much.
Don't get her hopes up, please.
1 or 2?
No,
No.
did you
1
did
or
you
2?
take into
1 or 2?
I will say to Seneschal that did you also take the fact that she still has a month of growing left?
I do not. There's like 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's about a month of growing. 3
There's
weeks is
wrong.
almost a month.
It's 4 weeks is a month. But
Wow,
whatever.
you're really
What is
full
the
then,
date?
aren't you?
She's loaded.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, allow me to be the first of the hive to say congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Mithras bless the new mother.
Woo!
So what are we talking about again?
We were hoping
The
you could
queen.
get us to your queen.
Oh yeah,
And
Queenie.
1 or 2, but I guess
Yeah,
there's
she's got
gonna-
lots of magic. She's a super wizard. A super sex
Awesome.
wizard.
Of course.
It's just
Mhm.
size.
Oh my god, I'm excited.
Fair,
if
wouldn't be
you
the
would-
first time. We've met super sex druids too.
If you'd lead the way.
They're just druids.
They were
Of
totally
course.
super sex druids.
Much like you're just an elf.
Follow me. She will turn around. Her admin just bounces hypnotically as she walks. Boing, boing, boing.
Boinky, boinky, boinky.
Yeah.
So, like, what kind of magic
Just
are you
keep on.
specifically after?
Supposedly, she had a magical item that works in tandem with another one that I have.
A match made in heaven. A true love pairing. Oh my gosh.
Or at least a lust pairing by the sound of it.
What's the
True love,
difference?
True love.
How much poetry is involved usually?
Oh, well, the Queen's great at that sort of thing, I'm sure.
Oh, probably.
She is so smart and beautiful, you have no idea.
Oh my god, she's.
I believe
I
you.
like the Seneschal. She's great.
I don't care that she's so smart and beautiful. And then we get the mistress of corpulence. Like, oh god, no.
Well, when you enter the throne room, she's certainly in that pose, rather than a throne per se. There's just a grand couch, backless, lying out, on which is sprawled an enormous bee woman, large-sized certainly, who is wearing a
Wow.
long white dress that leaves very little to the imagination. Indeed, it is attached to the chest by
Holy.
rings.
Jesus, she's
Wow.
huge.
Yeah, she takes us several
Beautiful.
miles on the map, actually.
She's fucking 20 miles of weed.
22
She's
miles
22
across.
miles.
Tunan Kier
wide.
the bee. Tunan Buzz. Buzz Buzz.
Buzz not cute.
She is the mistress of corpulence.
Yes. She does have a tiny little gold tiara atop her head and is surrounded by about 20 very plump male bees are nestled up around her wearing little speedos, little chokers. They'll kind of wave lazily
Banana
at you.
hats.
And the queen will prop herself up on an elbow. Oh, guests. Hello. Not often we get such
Hello.
interesting people here.
Greetings indeed,
Greet-
Lady of the Hive.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
Hello.
The seneschal will scurry past the group and come to attention. You stand before Queen Larinez, the beautiful and wise. All bow low.
I'll give a
Dickety.
deep on bow, yeah.
She'll get a court curtsy from me, of course. Makes sense. She's royalty.
Steve bows and remembers that he's still in that shrunken position, so he just gets some extra cracks on the back. Oh,
Click
right.
clack.
Sorry, I can't
No,
get
like
much
that.
lower. I'm really full.
The protocol is suspended for the expectant mother. The queen will reach out
I
and
do bow the
pat the
temperature.
seneschal on the top of the head. Good girl. Now go on. Go play with your sisters. We'll get a little pat on the butt and sent out of the room. A couple of big muscular bees will close the doors behind her. So, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Right then. My name is Ashe Raymont. I have come to learn that you might be in possession of a magical item of, let me just look up the name here, of Thelerien. And I was hoping we can come to some sort of deal for it.
Thelerien. The name's certainly familiar. Also, did you say Raymont?
Yes,
That's high nobility, isn't it? You're from Manderland, yes?
it is called Raymont over there, but yes.
Well, the Duchy of Anderland.
Oh, yes, yes.
She smiles. Excellent. Well, be most welcome here, my lord. But don't be too bee.
B.
She'll wink. As for your item, it's possible I have some such, but could you be more specific? I have a bunch of magical doodads scattered around the hive.
Oh yes, Ash, be specific out loud. Make sure we all
Of
hear.
course. It is a plug of spell storing, as I have come to learn, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that one. Oh, I love that one. Yeah, so problem though. Yeah, I
Yes.
don't have that anymore.
Can I ask what has happened to it?
Well, I gave it to somebody.
Did you forget and leave it in a twink?
That would certainly be one way to describe the events that transpired, yes. I were being deeply uncharitable to my mental faculties.
Hey, look, we forget things all the time, and after nightly activities is when we are our most forgetful and lax of thought.
That's all right. Do you remember anything about them other than the twinkness, a name, a description, where they might have headed?
Oh yeah, no, I couldn't ever forget him. Was a cat boy about this big, blonde, really great ass.
Castigated
Yo, I
old
bet you,
Hedrah.
I bet you got fucking sniped by Granddad.
I. Of course.
Would it
That's
happen
them.
to be a Cassidy Leofric?
No. I think it was a Cass, but it wasn't Cass Iddy. It was
Cassia? Cassid?
Cassian, yes, that's it. He was also from
We've met
Anderland, I
Cassian.
think.
Yeah, we met
Cassia.
Cassia. He was cool.
Yeah.
Alright.
Wait,
Looks like you're
one
gonna
of
have to
the-
receive it from, the one we saved from the, Banshee.
Let me see if I can-
Yes.
You're going to have to refresh my memory on that, Skow. It's...
Remember there was a ghost lady who was trying to possess and conquer and take over the Cassoid's body in the sewer, and we went down and
Oh,
helped.
right.
I'm pretty sure that one was Cashin.
Yeah.
Ah, well... Unfortunate, I guess. Fortunate we know of him, but fortunate it's not here.
Yeah.
Sure. I suppose if you really want to go for plus sides, though, I technically owes us, I suppose. But, I don't like doing call-ins for lives. I'm not quite sure that a magical butt plug is really what one would consider life-threateningly leverageable.
No, not really, but I'm sure we can work out some sort of deal
Oh,
that
I'm sure
makes
you
everybody
can.
happy.
Very happy, I'm sure.
But yes, he fathered a whole bunch of daughters for the hive, and then took off with his
Nice.
girlfriend, and I don't know what happened to the plug after that. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, it gives us a lead. I'm sure we'll see him again.
Yeah, we could always check in Coredia.
Yeah, when we're going through.
Do you happen to know any of the rest of them? I mean, I believe Lavanya mentioned there was 4 of the entire set.
Oh, yeah.
A set? Oh, I would have to check the archives, 'cause Mr. Vale was a little bit before my time. Was it Miss Vale? Honestly, I don't know.
We have a Miss Vale.
Well, then it must have been a Mr. Vale, 'cause I don't think I've seen any of you before.
Fair. Say, do you know of a Siren?
A Siren?
Lovely salamander lady? Glows like the sun?
Oh, yes! Lady Sungrace. I'm familiar with her.
That's right. We'll be seeing her again soon in the winter if there's any messages you'd like to pass along. If I recall correctly, she's got a history with this hive.
Let's see. I mean, she certainly has a history with my mother, but that was a while ago. I suppose you could just tell her that we're all doing fine here, and we're all happy to have her anytime she wants to come back.
Excellent.
Yay.
I'll let her know.
That would be very sweet of you. Actually, speaking of sweet things, since you've come all this way, I'd hate for you to leave completely empty-handed. But
Yeah, we were told to ask about honey. Mr. Valeforge told us you had the best kind around.
He also mentioned to give his greetings to you as well.
oh, well, that's very sweet of him. He's such a gentleman. She will pat a couple of the boy bees underneath her, and then cover their ears playfully. Don't tell the boys I said this, but he's one of my favorites.
Secret
I'll
safe
make
with
sure
us,
to keep it a
by Grace.
secret.
But yes, perhaps we could effect a trade for some of our hive's honey. Gods know we have so much to spare. See, there is...
Normally
Oh, go ahead.
Normally I'd trade egg space, but I'm all full up.
Oh, no, that's fine. One thing we're never short of around here is people to carry eggs. Which is sort of the problem, incidentally.
Oh?
Go on.
Yes, see, I've heard recently that some of the people from a church nearby here, some kind of big cathedral, have been warning people not to come around our hive because we're doing something horrible to their youths, which couldn't be further from the truth.
Oh,
Of course.
well, she just looks at fucking Dallas like, do you want me to, or do you want to have us have a sit down and discuss this with them? Or
No, honestly, it's the trigods who, the priests who really
Yeah.
need the talking to, not the bees. They do as they do, and they're
yes,
incredibly
but
polite.
yes, but they need to explain why they're doing it, why they're saying.
Oh, I understand why they're saying
True.
it. I just think it's very silly. And I would appreciate if someone who was perhaps a bit more mobile than I am would go down and just talk to them for us and ensure that they know that we don't mean any harm to anybody.
Get them
Yeah.
to ease up on their stance, as it were.
Yes, it's very rude to keep warning people away from us. They keep coming, of course, but I'm afraid that'll just make them angrier. Eventually they might do something drastic.
Understand. We'll make sure to have a word with them.
Yeah, we can definitely try.
We can see about seeing about that.
I appreciate that. In exchange, she will snap her fingers and the seneschal will come back rolling a full-size cask barrel along with a couple of boys. I can give you this much honey.
That would be well.
Oh my god.
Like, are we talking an actual drum
Well, we're
barrel,
talking like a basement wine cask, like a big fucker. It's taking multiple people just to
Whoa.
roll it into the room.
Oh my
That's a
god.
lot of honey.
I think that would be amenable.
I want it.
Oh, thanks. Oh, in that case, before you go, let my daughter here make a cake to give to the leader of the church to smooth things over. Everyone likes
Of
honey
course.
cakes, right?
Yeah, I can help.
Absolutely.
And while she does that, perhaps we can peruse those archives and see about any information on these Valyrian items.
Ah, yes, of course. I almost forgot. Well, she will, with what appears to be great effort, stand herself up and rise to her full, 10 feet tall height, just towering over the lot of you.
Big.
Let us go into my study.
Very well.
She will offer Ashe a hand.
I will gladly take it, I suppose. Only fair.
She'll just walk you into the next room, which proves to be a wide circular chamber with a circular desk in the middle, covered in scrolls, and all of the little honeycombs have been left empty and filled with books and scrolls and tablets. Looks like this hive has been here for a long time.
Wow.
It certainly seems so.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Reading's not my strongest suit, so perhaps you'll have better luck looking around.
Oh, really? So,
You
Books.
just said the magic word for him. But
just
thank you. We'll see what we can find.
Good. And let us begin. She will
Yeah.
sit herself on the desk, which creaks agonizingly under her weight. Just cross her legs and kind of watch you and Steve as you peruse her archive.
Yeah. Do you want
Okay,
anything
what-
for finding
Yeah.
these? or-
Investigation.
Oh boy.
okay.
Investigation.
6 and yeah, well, that's a crit, and here's
Nice.
a flash.
Nice.
Can let me roll it for roll 1d6.
Nice.
Ah,
29.
there's
So
a crit,
close.
29. So
But still, yeah, that is a crit and a
Not
half.
30, but
Let's see. 1, 2. Let me find the next item, because you will indeed see a reference to it. Ah, here we go. Aha, here we go. Yes, so, when... Also, yes, to reference that image, you are given 1 butt of honey, so...
oh hell yeah!
126 gallons.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
How are we transporting this?
Good question.
That's a good question.
Probably gonna have to roll it.
Well, that's it. How much weight? 25. How much weight?
So let's see. Back to the question at hand, though. So as you go through the archives, you will see a reference or a journal entry made by one of Larinez's distant ancestors, which I mean like 150 years ago or something.
Yeah, it's like 10 generations of bees.
Is many generations for bee folk. So this queen did in fact invite Vale in, who fathered many offspring here in the hive after staying with them for a whole year along with his wife, and the two of them also carried many egg. Many egg.
Many egg.
Mm-hmm.
So while he was here, apparently this ancestor queen was an actual mage.
Wow.
Unlike Larinez here, who something tells you she's probably not, in fact, a wizard. just a hypothesis, a hunch, if you will.
Yeah.
Well,
But
Something about her.
I did the
having
math.
what's Steve?
That's 1,512 pounds of honey.
Yeah, sounds about right. Hence why it required several bees to roll it into the room. But yeah, so this queen, since Vale and the wife who spent a year here, she had plenty of time to quietly identify all of his magic items. So while he was here, he was carrying 4 items. The Cage of Protection, which was the key to which was always carried by his horse girl waifu. A butt plug
Understandable, I
of
get it.
spell
Nice.
storing, which,
Nice.
stores spells. A set of magical stockings and garter belt and panties.
Nice.
And
Cute, I
a
dig it.
blade staff.
Less cute.
Or
but
sorry,
still
a
cool.
quarter staff, even. Actually, wait, no, hold on. It was a blade staff. That was the wrong item I had.
It was a blade
open.
staff, I think.
Yes, it was a blade staff.
Huh?
Here we go. Yes. So, the plug ended up getting left here at the hive due to the sheer volume of ego.
Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks.
But it turns out that the stockings also ended up staying here at the hive, as Vale gifted them well, Vale himself did not gift them. His wife took them from him and gifted them to an adventurer. Apparently she did not like them.
Ah,
Didn't like the stocking. She liked the adventurer just fine.
okay. Do we have a name of this adventure?
Yes. Yeah, right. Let me pull that up for you here. Go through all El Notos. Where the fuck is it? Okay, here we go. Oh, no. That's the wrong name. Here we go. Was Juniper Fairn. She was a bard herself, and according to that queen, she was a resident of the Druid Circle originally, but had eventually planned to move up somewhere into this valley where she was hoping to found a bardic college.
Do we know of any bardic colleges in this area?
You may make a history check.
Okay. A
Let's
history
see.
check.
Either or.
I said history.
That is
No, I
history.
was at I was asking if Angel or me.
Oh,
So.
well, just one of you
Okay.
with advantage. So. Alright,
14?
a 14.
I
You
have
are
a better.
too late. You're not familiar with any bardic college in there. In fact, you know this to be a very rustic place, let's say. You don't think there's any places of higher learning up in there. You're not sure most people up there even know how to read.
Okay. Could you put the name of the lady in the chat here so I can write it down like my bio for stuff?
Sure.
Cool. Thank you.
As for the staff, as far as this queen know, Vale kept it with him.
Oh,
So he left here
these
with
have
just
been-
2 of his magic items still, the cage and the staff.
it has been insightful, at least. Gives me a lead on another part of it.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Mm-hmm. Oh. What time of the day is it? Is it like getting toward the evening part of the day?
Yeah, it's towards evening.
Well, if we might trouble you for hospitality, might be staying in the hive tonight, and on the morrow we can head out and sort out the issue with the cathedral.
Oh, of course. In fact, the queen will just lay a tremendous hand on top of Ashe. Since you're after Vale Leoric's items, perhaps you'd like to relive part of his legacy?
As long as I don't get any eggs that have to stay in me.
Well, no egg stays in there forever.
Unfortunately, I'm in a rather tumultuous position, and would rather not have to worry about damaging any sort of life inside of me.
Alright. That's fine. One thing we have in short supply around here, after all, is people to fertilize eggs.
You might have to have Kate take your cage off then. How about we go find somewhere else nice to sit while you have fun?
Oh, of course. I will have the girls prepare beds for everyone, and companions if you wish it.
Just the bed is fine.
Okay.
Yes, just the beds, please.
I'll just put up a hand. I'll take a companion. And as she says that, she's just going to turn around and pick up the seneschal. Mine.
Fair and based.
Yeah.
I have a question though. Do you happen to have these
Yes, we have boys if you'd prefer.
hard? No, not
Oh.
that. I was gonna ask for. I was gonna ask if you happen to have any hardened wax containers that can each hold about 10 ounces.
I don't know how much in ounces off the top of my head, but yes, we have loads of wax containers. We have wax everything. If you give my seneschal the dimensions you're after, I'm sure someone can make one for you overnight.
Well, just out of character. How many are we in the party? It's Kate.
It's like 8.
Hold on. That's a fucking lot of you guys. Alright, right now the party is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people, including Tori, who generally counts for double.
So 9.
Okay, so is that including Amelia Shaw?
Yes.
Okay, exclude her. And which should so Kate, Tori, Ashe, Telly.
Vale.
There you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6. Wait, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. That will be 7 in total then. Yes, 7 of those. If 7 of those containers can be made during the night, it would be.
You still haven't given her a dimension to make them.
Yeah, I will give her dimensions, but you have to get Kate to let her go.
Oh, you can
That's
just
a hard
find someone
ask.
and say the Seneschal's busy.
And what are these for, anyway, Steve?
Remember all my constant grinding and polishing and refining that I've been doing?
Not really,
These
but okay.
travel. Yeah, I've been doing that. If you haven't noticed that I've been sitting there grinding something down repeatedly and then cleaning it and rinse and repeat.
I mean,
Yes,
generally, no, we're usually
it's.
pretty busy
Let
during
me make a
travel,
whiz
but
save for
okay.
Kate real quick.
Oh
No, I try not to pay attention to anything you're doing.
Oh, that's okay. Well, don't worry. You'll understand in the morning. So that's what. So please let the Seneschal go, so I can give her the dimension of things, so I can get this
You're
stuff.
breaking my heart, but okay. He'll just put the bee down. The bee makes up emotions until the queen just turns her around slightly towards Steve.
I'll just. I take it. Yeah, she can read. So write out and show the dimensions. Even sketch it out. Depends if she wants gonna make it like like a hexagonal, like a regular cone, or if she does a square. So I just make both in case. Pick whatever, and then just with the lid and everything.
Alright, yeah, the Seneschal can take that and bring it down to the workers. Yeah.
We're still with the bees.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes. The Bee Queen has offered you beds with or without a companion, as you prefer, for the night.
Hell yeah.
Very kind of her.
Yeah, you guys can spend the night in the hive. Ashe, would you make me a Constitution saving throw, please? Get a
Yeah.
+2 bonus from
Oh,
the
dear.
queen pumping you with pheromones and venom.
What kind of bonus does
Hey,
that count
Ashe.
as?
Queen.
What
You
kind of
still
what, sorry?
have your water bonuses.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Like, what kind of bonus does this count as? Because like I have like,
This is I guess a power bonus.
does the Waters of Broadstone count as a power bonus then, or?
Don't think it does. I think it's just untyped. Let me look. Let's see. Where would that be?
It's a power bonus.
Sad.
All right, so I have to make you just a +5 to it.
Just a +5. Oh, man.
Just.
Well,
21.
yeah, a 21 will certainly do it. All right. And Queenie. Let's see. Boop. She will just. She will just elite resistance that to a success.
Yeah, fierce resistance. I get it. I
Yeah.
understand.
Yep, I understand. Yeah, get yourself full of ego. Let's see. Specifically, 10.
Nice.
You can see your little egos tomorrow before they get pumped into one of the bee girls. Woo! It's a shame you get to miss out on this. Ah, goddamn.
Holy shit.
Jesus.
Well, maybe it was a good thing you missed out on
Maximum? Oh,
Yeah, maybe it's a
dear.
good thing I missed out on that.
Maximized.
At least it's only been for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Eggs come out pretty quickly.
Perfect thing I
Permanent
missed out on that.
dazed for the last 2 days, though.
You are so big.
Yeah.
With 16, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been. Jesus, it really was just it's a good thing I missed out on that.
Indeed.
It's a good thing Tori didn't try to go for 1 or 2.
Well, that's
Like
the queen.
24 creatures.
Yeah, that's the queen. I mean, you could still get like some from like another bee girl here if you want.
It's true, you could.
No.
1 or 2. No, if she's told that it's only 2 weeks, that wouldn't line up with our planned break time.
Don't know if they'll tell you that.
She would begrudgingly.
She has been told. Of that.
Surely somebody knows that here.
None of
I
us
mean,
have really asked.
It's more a question of would it come up,
Yeah.
and would Tori think to ask? Where are my generic Vesperians?
No.
Well, then,
She's
can I
already been
interest
told that
you
there
in
would be-
3 Vesparin eggs? Or just a regular bee?
Wait, so if she already counts as 2, does that mean she'll count as 3 and 4? Does it go up by another 1?
Yeah, I think it'll just increase by 1.
Okay.
Yay! Wait. 1 moment.
No.
Important. No.
Gay and lame.
Yeah, okay. Okay, probably
She
for the
will be
best.
back.
Thank you, save.
She promises to be back for like 40 eggs in however long it takes us to create a cool city.
Hell yeah.
40 eggs and then maybe like take one of the future queens to make a cool super awesome hive.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, if you say that to the queen, she'll absolutely be like, oh, yeah, well, in that case, you should clearly take some royal jelly and make one of them a princess.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Tori is vibrating with excitement. She'll add bee queen to her merry list.
Yeah, it's like being married if you get fertilized by 40 of her eggs in one day.
It was more for the bee princess, but also that, you know.
Well, you probably shouldn't marry your own daughter, but
Yeah, that wouldn't be. Yeah,
That's not quite
it'd
kosher.
be a different bee princess.
yeah, you just get Kate to carry that one. But yeah, the party can enjoy their night at the Beehive. Pleasant interlude from all of you. Those of you who aren't given companions will be invited to watch some bees dancing around in the night. They're quite good
Oh, that sounds like a
performers.
lovely time.
And a few of them with flame red hair will even put on a fire dance, since you mentioned Siren.
Yeah, nice.
Wow.
Gee, I wonder where they
It's so
came
very
from.
accommodating. This is so nice.
Yeah, I
goodness
wonder where
knows.
they came from.
Hmm.
And then at night, romanced and wined and dined, I shall escort Lady Emily for spooning.
Nice.
Maybe even hand-holding. Holy shit.
You might even wake up with, like, getting kissed on the cheek. Scandalous, I know.
Amazing.
Smooches.
Yeah, the center bars.
Yeah. Well,
So,
have a nice time.
Very nice. The
Mhm,
containers are
mhm.
done in the morning.
Yep, they are done and ready come morning. Still nice and warm from when they were
Excellent.
being shaped.
Very nice. I will alchemically. I will use alchemical means to slightly harden and glaze the inside of it, the very corners
Mm-hmm.
of every container, and then I will start filling and artistically pack each and every one of them. Which in turn becomes 7. So, and I will, once we're outside of the hive, I shall present each to each of the companion. I had up to that point, after point, Miss Miss Emily, she missed out on that chance of getting it because I didn't know her before I started this.
What would this be?
Mm-hmm.
This is a 10-ounce container with a nice sealed top that fits very snugly. If you wish to, know what it contains, I can tell you.
Please do.
Inside is 10 ounces of
Cocaine.
ultramarine.
Ooh.
Ultramarine coloring. The powder,
Very
the blue,
nice.
like lapis
Yeah,
lazuli.
the pigment.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the non-toxic, non-fake version. This is pure 10 ounces of ultramarine pigment.
Wow.
You're
Steve.
blue. Wow.
That is a gorgeous color.
So pretty.
I am, though, under contractual obligation to mention that I'm not allowed to do this more than once per century.
Noted. Don't want to deflate the cost of ultramarine.
Yes, it's an extremely valuable in itself, and I will say that I figured it would be a useful gift for anyone, whether it be for marriage, proposal, dowry, things like that, or open up for other you know, royal or political positions.
That's so
Mm.
sweet.
I suspect I'm going to give most, if not all of this, to Seren to use the pigment as a paint. Seems fitting for her talents.
Really.
It is much
Indeed.
appreciated.
I might keep a measure to turn into ink for writing. That'd be nice. There's something about
Indeed.
that rich, crisp blue on like thick, leathery vellum that's, pretty unique.
It's considered an extreme form of decadence, yes.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So I am gifting each one, so that's like it's 10 for myself, and Vale, Ashe, Telly, Tori, Kate, and Arlie.
Nice.
So you
Arlene
may use it that you may see fit.
just kind of looks at it, bewildered for a moment. Oh, well, thanks, Steve. It's mighty kind of you.
I figured that's a token of my appreciation. So, as much as I'd like to gripe, and I'm still a physician researcher, very much, this it's just like I said, it's my way of showing gratitude.
Well, this is my way. Arlene's gonna set the jar down and then just give Steve a hug.
I just holds there like, oh, still for a second, and just pat on the back.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
And should you be positioned for it, you will get a hug.
Yeah, well, I'm currently being, I can't be,
Group
I'm
hug.
currently in a position of being attacked. Oh no!
Squish the Steve.
I'm gonna. No, I'll wait until he's released so that he doesn't get suffocated.
Don't worry,
give him
I have breathing room. I have the beak.
You have the beak,
Yeah.
just a beak sticking out of a big hug.
I'll give him a much
It's like a
appreciated.
fucking.
Little periscope.
I'll give him
Yeah.
a much appreciated handshake after like people are done giving him hugs. I
Yeah.
figure that's more Steve's style rather than like big old personal contact into a hug.
Yeah. I figured it might be useful to open some doors in the upper echelons.
It certainly will.
Thank you again, Steve. This is a lovely gift.
Well, just looks at the massive ass barrel. Now we need to get a cart for this one.
Oh, that's fine. Don't
How are
worry
we
about
gonna
it.
get it down the mountain? That's the first problem.
Yeah,
Well,
can I tentatively
gravity.
try and lift it, see like how it feels in like my hands? I am like 16 strength. I imagine not quite enough, but want to get.
No,
like,
that's
a-
nowhere
No,
near.
no,
16
dude.
strength, yeah.
No.
Like,
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
thought.
not enough. Like, I might be able to hoist it, but friggers.
No, this is 1,600 pounds.
Yeah, and I might have been able to drag that behind me if not for
Yeah.
the, like,
Everything,
Okay.
yeah. Wait,
that
wait.
probably still wouldn't be healthy for the barrel.
What would be healthy though is the fact that there is a river going down the mountainside. You just have to get it.
That's true. You could hobbit it down
Yeah.
the river. It might get
Yeah,
stuck
there
in
is
an
an aqueduct.
aqueduct if you aren't carefully like guiding it along, but
Yeah.
We'll
That's
have
what I
to
mean.
guide
We're
it
roping
sometime.
this. Yeah, we're roping it, but at least it goes a little bit easier than just dragging it. So we just
Yeah.
have to get it before it goes into the aqueduct.
you know what? Yeah, that is a smart and reasonable thing to do. You can absolutely just float the barrel down.
Yeah. and then we
In fact,
can
honestly, you could
get,
float
like,
it
a
all the
cart.
way to Karani if you just follow the river.
That might be a
Hell
bit
yeah.
pushing it, but I mean, if we're already getting it down, we can probably just pick up a cart or something like that, or rent one, or
I mean, you could pick up a barge.
I
and
don't know. I
just
think floating it down on a barge
Yeah.
is
Yeah, pick up a barge
Yeah.
would be better.
absolutely.
Probably
yeah,
most
yeah,
Barge,
yeah.
barge would be faster
Pick a
and cheaper than a
barge.
cart.
Yeah, and it
Where
goes
would-
through the Trigod Cathedral, so we can
where would
stop
be
and
able to-
talk along the way.
get a barge. Is there like ones we can get? We probably have to go back to Moosebarrow if we want a barge. I don't think like Rogue
You can just put one
lends
together.
out barges. I guess we
Do
could
any
just
of you
pop one
have
together.
carpentry tools trained?
No.
Don't
And
think so.
you probably won't make
I
a
have many-
nice barge, but you can make a very, like, rudimentary one. Which, to be fair, when you're
Raft?
transporting just one thing,
Survival?
it wouldn't be survival. It would just be, I guess, a wisdom check, really. But
Same dice, I suppose, in that sense. I'll chuck.
I mean, it's not
Hmm.
the same dice because you wouldn't have
15.
proficiency or anything.
You're right.
yeah,
Okay.
that is in
I'd
fact
have
quite
thought putting together. I'd have thought putting together a raft or barge is like right in the fucking
Yeah.
survival zone. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's literally a survival thing that people do.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, all out.
16.
All right. Again, it won't be like a nice proper barge like carpenter's tools could have made, but it will be enough to
Yeah.
safely float as long as you pass the check. Which indeed
It'll be
you do.
usable.
Yeah, it is functional.
So long as it doesn't get like dashed on the rocks, it's okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. You guys can poke this thing down the mountain, get some wood together. It'll take you about a day to make one that's solid enough to survive the transit. But, yeah, you don't really have any problems. Eventually, like, during this day... Actually, if you're staying here for, like, a day, you'll see a couple of things happening. First, there's a work gang of all the, like, unmarried young women from the village getting marshaled up towards the castle to go build a fucking wall. And then,
Yep.
towards the end of the day, a rider will come towards you. A young fellow on a draft horse, just punting it along, wave you down. Ah, you're still
And
here.
what is it?
Oh,
Is something the
hello.
matter?
What?
Oh, no, nothing's the matter. I have a delivery for you.
Oh,
Oh, wonderful.
Thought I was going to be chasing you halfway to the cathedral.
Glad that's not
Who's-
the case.
who from?
Master Valeforge. I'm back in the city.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
He says city
Alright.
proudly as if Moosebarrow is, the peak of civilization.
Of course.
yep, understandable.
Drop off of the horse and reach into the saddlebags and produce a large wooden box about 2 feet wide by 8 inches deep.
whoa.
Hand it out to you guys.
All right. What
Here you
do
go.
we have here then?
Thank you, sir.
We'll
Thank you very
accept it
much.
Well, welcome, masters and mistresses.
Sneeze.
Whoops. I just bit a hole in my tongue.
Oh,
Ow.
ouchies.
Mm. Ouch.
Oh, I hate doing that
Yeah,
so much.
Ow.
No, actually, not just bit my tongue, so it's a bleed. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't
like-
Oh, you mean
actually
incisor
out.
to incisor? Yeah, that sucks.
Ow.
As I say, like
Yeah.
I've done that a couple times. It's the
Yeah.
worst.
I had that happen once. It sucked.
yeah,
it bleeds
and
like a
it's-
motherfucker.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I can feel my mouth starting to fill, so like I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
go
go ahead
for
and
it.
Yes,
take care of that.
Care of.
Let's see. So if it's from Valeforge, do you think they caught it?
Just open it up first. Whoop, whoop.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Inside, you see a wrapped in parchment paper parcel of beautiful venison steaks, masterfully butchered, and each of them has a faintly gold hue to them.
Oh.
I suppose that answers that question. I guess I did catch it.
Holy shit. They are more talented than I
Yeah.
thought.
I hope those
Well done.
hunters made it okay.
I should hope so, and they got what they needed. Hopefully they'll be actually be able to get something to help Three Oaks.
Yeah,
Can you
hopefully that
describe this again,
Erasmus
please,
guy
Savin?
Can I what, sorry?
It's packaged
What
venison
do you
with
say?
golden glow.
Yeah, this is a faintly golden-hued venison.
Excellent. Wow. I mean,
Can we
has
determine
it been prepared? Has it been prepared for cooking, or will we need to do a cookie test?
Yes, it has been prepared into one ration meal for the party.
Ooh.
Can
No?
we determine
I
up
see.
what it would do?
I
Yes.
see no reason for us not to have this as tonight or a celebration of some kind.
Well, hold on. Maybe we ought to save that for, you know.
Yeah. Find out what it does first.
That okay, fair enough.
So, when you consume a meal made from the golden heart, you have advantage on saving throws against curse, poison, and fear effects, and against ongoing damage.
Nice.
Wow, powerful.
I will add that to your
Whoa.
party loot.
Add it.
Yes. Curse, poison, fear, and ongoing damage. Get one set of that. There you go.
Wait, did you add it?
I did, yes.
Oh, okay. I made it cancel. Okay, good.
Yum, 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 yum.
But yeah, once Tori takes some test nibbles on that, Kate will suggest, maybe we ought to save that for when we're going to go do something really awesome.
Yeah.
Like going into a carry.
Yeah, like going into a carry.
Yeah, maybe
seem
something
to
like
be-
that.
Alright, fair
They
enough.
seem to favor curses and such.
Oh, since we'll be here for the night, suppose I should use up some spells and get a tower ready for us.
Yeah.
And I can hopefully send a message out to, what was his name? It was Cassian,
Cassian Anders was the name.
Cassian Anders, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A good lad, who we saved from being turned into a good ladette.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They from funny possession times.
Yeah, I'll send a message reaching out to see if he's still in Krana and available to meet sometime soon.
Yeah, sure. If you want to type that out, I'll
Sure.
throw you a response. Don't think he's anywhere sending blocked at the moment. So while you're typing that out, as for the rest of you, could I get some travel rolls? Because I assume your plan is basically just to go to Karania at this point.
Yep. Mm-hmm. to Karania and then down to Neverson Deep after checking in at Karania and making sure everything's
Sounds good.
everything.
Oh, you want travel rolls?
Yes, that would
yeah, let's
be
see here.
helpful.
Athletic. Well, we're on the
Fucking
plain,
hell.
so it's fine. It's a 10. 10 is probably enough to go through like the plains and river to like towards the Tri-God stuff.
You would hope.
Unless somebody has inspiration, I can use to re-roll that then.
I mean, you get one every day from Kate.
That's true. I'll use it on that then.
Mm-hmm.
Turns it into like double this roll there, so a 20.
Yeah, there you go. That's a
Nice,
guarantee.
Nice.
And we'll get you through basically anywhere. Let's see.
Okay, back.
It's a good thing we're going through a river.
Yeah.
It's a good thing
And I
you're going
can
through.
flash that.
If you want.
So at
I mean,
least.
it shouldn't be needed. I mean, I suppose there's no reason not to. Okay, 15.
Well, 50.
I mean, there is if like the DC's like a 10. Or if the DC's like 15, considering a 10 wasn't enough before.
Oh, okay then. 15.
I got the tongue fixed. Okay, what's in the box?
Golden
It was
heart.
the golden heart meat. It's on our party loot now. It does cool anti-cursing stuff.
Yep.
And
Oh, boy.
anti-fear and poison and ongoing damage.
Yep.
It's
Advantage on
very
all those
useful.
saves.
Yeah.
For perhaps going into a carry.
Yes, we plan to potentially use it when we go into a carry.
Magic items, golden heart. Man of
It's in
stag.
consumables and food.
It's a one-time ration buff for the party.
Yep. And now we are floating our way to the Tri-God Cathedral.
Consumable rules, mechanics.
It's on your party loot.
Party loot.
Oh! No, that was... Okay. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, with those rolls, you are indeed able to make it to the cathedral with no trouble. You sail past the riverside castle of Count Rove as you're slowly meandering by with this big barge. You'll see Leanne come up to the battlements and wave at you.
Yeah,
I
give
wave
her a
back.
wave back.
And on you go.
okay, you get the Fleetfoot stuff going on this? Or...
Yes, I.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it actually work because we're using a wrap there for traveling the barrel, and that doesn't.
Spell.
It only works on creatures.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
So-
Yeah, it has
And
no
it's only
vehicles.
over land travel speed, not over
Well, I
water.
mean, overland is. You know,
It's just the
like if you
time
cast it
zone.
on a fucking mermaid who's swimming, that'd be fine. But
Oh, fair. Yeah, but no effect on vehicles.
yeah, no effect on
Yeah,
vehicles.
that's what I was.
I don't
That's
think
what I was
us
saying, yeah.
I don't think us navigating it counts as
No.
drawing it.
No, the water's doing the work there. You're
That's
just
the-
there to guide it.
Yep, that's what I figured when I
Okay.
started thinking on it. It's like, Probably wouldn't work with the barrel.
Yeah.
You're
Luckily, you're at least going downriver, so it's not
Yeah.
the worst.
nice.
It's slowing you down a bit, but not too much. So yeah, you can putter along and eventually arrive at the cathedral, which I finally get to show you guys. Standing proud beside the river is a tremendous yellow brick edifice, a grand cathedral of sunlight and life that catches the light of the dawn such that it seems ablaze with radiance. It is a monumental building, larger than any other you've seen in Kyrania, save for the Ducal Palace. There is a huge mustering ground and auditorium down at the front that leads to a tremendous set of stairs up to the cathedral itself, and from there to a flying basilica wherein the Archpriest of the Faith resides. You can see that this place is abuzz with activity. There are hundreds of clerics, paladins, and knights meandering around, training with weapon and spell, or going about their daily meditations. There are a whole lot of Wovarans Y-posing into the dawnlight as you arrive.
Whoa. So lively.
Indeed.
I love it. What a gorgeous building.
Remember, we'll have to talk to some of the priests here and hopefully get
Yeah.
them to ease up on the stance on the bees.
I
Yes,
don't
of
think I'll
course.
be much help there.
Fair, yeah. They
Yes,
probably have some prejudices hanging around.
Mhm.
Admittedly, likely so, Tori.
I think I like anti-persuade them, even with my persuasiveness.
Yeah. I'd love to head inside and visit the actual like chapels and stuff first. We're in a great big cathedral. I think it's only fitting to go through the proper motions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see about the place a little bit.
You can start to head towards the flying stairs up to the main entrance, which for some of you is going to be quite the journey. But before you can begin it, you are hailed down by a tall, dark-skinned woman with a mane of black hair and golden eyes, who some of you might recognize from the Grand Melee
Yeah.
tournament.
You were at that tournament.
Yes.
Ah,
Lady
yes.
of Vans.
She will incline her head towards you.
give her
So,
a
the
nice
Black
salute.
Knight shows herself at last. You're here to
I
be
can show
redeemed
myself
in the
plenty of
light of the
places, but,
gods for all your evil Black Knight ways.
Yes, I can but only hope the Forge Lord forgives me my trespasses.
We accept all faiths here, but I'm afraid you've come to the wrong place if you're looking for the Cathedral of the Forge, Father.
I know, but I can still respect beautiful stonework and the just warmth that comes from a place of worship. It keeps me thankful for my own faith.
Well spoken, Black Knight. And I
Please,
wouldn't
call me
tell the
Raymont.
High Clerist this, but between you and me, quite a few of Kandarn's faithful helped to build this place.
I can tell. look upon this thing in all of its majesty. You don't say.
She will give you a faint little smile.
Of course, there are people here who you would not have seen at the melee, and I will go down the line and introduce everyone. In Amelie's case, I will just refer to her as Amy so that she's not being name dropped.
Yeah, I think it's only like 3 people aside from like Amelie that weren't involved in the melee.
There's Steve, Kate,
I mean,
and Arlene. Yeah.
yeah, it was
They were in the
it was
melee.
just
Kate.
you, Kate, Vale, and you, Kate, and Vale, other than her, that were in the melee.
Yeah, no. Regardless, I go down the line, make sure that he knows their name. It also helps rescue her in any awkward situation if she happened to forget the names of other people who took part because they didn't win. It sounds really rude, but I'm like, yeah, she's also not calling me by name.
Rub the wound in
but
harder,
also,
please.
she's also not calling me by name, so I suspect that she's just doing her best to be polite.
Rub the wound in harder, Skow, please.
Take
Go
that.
ahead.
Get owned.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you
Stay
did not,
molding.
like, announce your name gloriously like the other
No, it's
combatants. You were just the Black
No,
Knight.
I did not.
Yeah.
I was the Black Knight. It's very true. So, yeah, I created him like, yeah, the name is Ree, and hopefully in the future there will be many Black Knights.
Sounds like an exciting time.
Indeed, I was most heartened to hear what you did with the tournament winnings. Have you seen what they've done with the place already? It's coming together quite
I
quickly.
am so excited to see it. I've heard by sending that it's coming along pretty brilliantly.
We've been away for a while, and we're hoping to get back to see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our journey's taken us south and basically all the way up and around. Just gesture at the endless mountainscapes. It's been quite the journey.
I can tell if you've been through all the mountains. Why, whatever drew you all the way out there? The war's north, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
we decided we'd solve the drought first and then get around to the war part.
Ah, of course. Well, God's bless you. I look forward to the first drop of rain.
As do we.
Yeah.
Well, would you like a tour of the place?
We'd be delighted to take one.
Absolutely love one, yes.
Good, and
Oh,
I would
I
like
was
an
fucking
excuse to
muted.
stop
God damn
bullying
it.
my squires.
I'm sure
How-
they enjoy it, really.
How bullied do the
Well,
squires
that's-
look?
Several of them have been pancaked by her big ol' sword.
Oh, they love it.
Ah, yes. I see.
Ah. It was,
Keep up the
has
good
there-
work, guys.
Has there been any word of a kraken washing up anywhere yet?
Washing up, if only. A number of our brothers and sisters have made an expedition to go and slay the beast, though. They should be getting to the islands about now.
Oh.
Good. Hopefully they'll be able to finish it off and ease up that area of the world.
Yeah. They should be finding the body.
I take it you know something we don't.
Adventure shit, as to say.
Oh, look, he's
Of
warming up
course.
to it already.
It just
Or he's been browbeat into it, fine. Warming up, browbeat, same difference.
Steve vomits
Yes.
violently into his mask.
Heaves into his beak.
yes, you know that.
I mean, he heaves
fucking-
into the beak, but we hear the squeaky duck noise when it happens.
Makes the
No, you just
It's a wet,
aneurysm
squeaky noise at that point.
the fucking elf going exploding, it's like swelling up and exploding.
Yeah.
Several
Nice.
dwarf
See,
clerics
I
look
imagine that-
deeply amused.
I imagine a frustrated Steve sounds a lot like those, the rubber chickens? That they scream when you
No.
fill them up with air and then let them go.
Oh, the yeah. No,
No.
we give this away as toys with like a prize on our stuff.
No, A, despise us. 2, no, he's not a fucking spaz. The fucking rein like that. No, just
Ree.
no. I am going to look and see about taking care of some pancake acolytes. In the meantime, they seem to have tricked. I'll go with that.
That's a word for it.
What happened? Where are we now? This is a very
We're-
shiny place.
We're in
Yeah,
the
the-
cathedral.
Yeah, there's a Trigod Cathedral. This lady here, if you don't remember, was from the Grand Melee.
Yep.
And she's
Oh,
offering to give
yes.
us a tour of the place.
Yep, you briefly
Oh.
controlled her, I think. Or wait, no. Or wait. Yes?
Also,
Either
easy to
way.
behold the best use of the rubber chicken.
What?
We're about to get
What
a
about it?
tour.
Just listen to
Oh,
it.
yeah,
It's
I've seen
insane.
that.
Oh, sorry. sorry.
Oh, these.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have arrived at the Trigod Cathedral. Alejandra, one of the paladins who was at the Grand Melee, has found you and offered to give you a tour of the place. And as you, sans Steve, ascend the stairs, you will quickly bump into a familiar face that seems to have cloned itself. A dark-haired little cat twink will come up and wave at you. My friends, lovely to see you again.
Hi.
Yeah, you as well.
And the other identical cat will bow. A pleasure, I'm sure. Friends, this is my twin sister Genevieve. And I see you have met Alejandra as well.
Nice to meet you.
I'm always so happy to see the Merciers getting along.
Yee. Genevieve will give you all a pretty smile, and both of them will get a head squitch from Alejandra. These two are our best
So
undead
Sprinkles doesn't
hunters.
feel left out.
Have a knack for it,
Ah,
almost
of course.
unnatural.
Nice.
Raven Queens bless them indeed.
Ah.
So she has.
No, like a nervous twitch at hearing Raven Queen.
Is something amiss?
No, we've recently been acquainted with the Raven Queen.
Ah, a blessing indeed. Jean will
It is quite so.
smile.
It is, certainly.
Is she well?
She's
She's very well.
Bon.
She helped deal with the Kraken.
Bon indeed. That is good news. A strange use of her talents, but who is complaining?
Well, she's more indirectly helped with it, I suppose.
I don't know, it feels like it was pretty direct, but, you know, it's not our place to say her purpose. Only that it is done.
Of course. The Raven Queen works in mysterious ways, as they say.
And from what I hear, adventuring ways.
That too, sometimes. Actually, speaking of which, that reminds me. I had been looking for you.
For us?
Yes,
What for?
something arrived just a few days ago, addressed to your group. Thought it was quite strange. I
Oh.
did not know you were coming this way.
Can I ask from who? Did it have a name?
No. 'Tis strange, but it was a black lacquered box with a raven's emblem.
Ah, I see.
Come, I will give it to you.
Alright, very well.
When I say I see, I'm going to tap the blindfold so that they know it's in good faith. Otherwise, I'd be real awkward.
Yeah, he will lead you up to his rooms, which are over in the tower here. The other priests. And from inside will pull out a box. It looks like a jewelry box. I'll hand
Yeah.
it to probably Vale, I guess. She's the other diviner in the party.
Yeah. She's the knightliest one here.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That too.
You are handed a box.
Oh, thank
A
you.
black box with like feather motifs.
She mysteriously arrived for your party.
A couple days ago, you know, after we finished the tower and everything.
Yes. I will open the box.
Alright. Inside, you find what looks like a piece of silver. It's been bent over, shaped almost like a helmet. A little silver chain around, hanging from it like the strap on. Jean will
So
look
my
over his
brain
shoulder.
just short-circuited. Did you just say that was a bird strap-on?
I heard bird strap.
Yeah,
on.
I know, and then I was hoping no one would call me out on that. But yes, there's a chin
I wasn't
strap
going to,
on
I-
the helmet
figured
made of
it-
a
Yes,
silver
a
chain.
chin strap-on.
Yeah,
Yes, okay.
I figured it
a
was-
helmet with a strap-on is that's just a really
Yeah.
cute.
That's a
way to
unicorn
describe
helmet.
A shiny. Yeah.
I figured it's what you meant, like the strap on like a helmet, but you did
Yes,
say strap
yes,
on.
I did. I'm more. Thank you.
I wasn't going to call it out. Oh,
I appreciate
This is a
that.
tiny little helmet for birds. It's precious.
Or like a fairy helmet.
I like lean over to have a look. Oh, look, you can see it's further back on the neck there. It's for a bird.
it is.
We don't have a bird with us, but I have a sneaking suspicion why this is here.
Yeah, I do too. I figure it's probably that.
Well, if you know what it is, then all the better. It is radiated magic, but did not seem harmful.
Very much the opposite.
It will be very much helpful, hopefully.
This is wonderful to hear. I'm glad I did my part in serving the Raven Queen's wishes then. And yeah.
You know, I have to think about it. Hey, Gene. We were up in the mountains recently, talking to the bee folk and everything like that, and we heard that the temple here had been telling people to stay away from that. Can you inform us a little bit about why exactly they've been doing that?
Ah, yes, Brother Gendry has made it his mission to keep the impressionable youth away from Moosebarrow County. Says there are monsters there that will defile their purity. Terrible stuff, really.
Ah. I'm going to assume he's not very open to changing his opinion on that, is he?
I cannot see why he would be. If there are creatures there that are defiling young women, then it is our duty to
There
keep them away.
aren't. No, he's angry about bee girls having children.
That is silly, but certainly not what he has been saying.
I'm sure he's been wording it very differently, but according to the Queen, it doesn't really stop the acolytes from turning up, but as aforementioned, the way he keeps describing them and the feats they get up to is starting to get out of hand, and they're worried about what would happen if, tails keep getting twisted on the way further down. You yourself have just kind of proved it.
Alejandra has said she is considering a expedition that way. So
Well, I mean,
Count
if
Rove's
she's
wall building has dissuaded us for now.
yeah, it's just the bee girls and the impressionable people going up there are just looking to have some adult entertainment. And that's seriously it. That's all his real complaint is, and it's gonna get out of hand at this rate.
Yeah.
And they're wonderful
see.
and friendly. In fact, a lot of them exist as a result of the Wovaran faith.
Yeah.
descend
They're
from
even-
the Sungrace family.
Yeah, she was talking with us about Wolvar herself.
So, you know. Not even yeah. I have a sneaking suspicion Brother Gendry is what we like to call in the business an incel.
He is certainly not that. He has a wife and children, but I see your point.
Okay. Yeah.
Set in older ways, shall we say.
Yes, he is nothing if not that.
Said in newer ways, more like.
I will have a talk with him, I suppose.
Yeah. If there is a real monster out there, then feel free to rescind and fix that fact, because then the bees are under the incorrect impression that, according to them, it's been a slow reduction in visitors, and those that do sneak through come with tales of warnings.
Oui. I will do what I can, I suppose. Though I cannot promise much, as you say, Gendry is set in his ways.
Well, if you don't succeed, then we can at least try and talk to him a little bit.
I am not sure you will have more luck than I, a brother of face, but I cannot stop you. But this is getting in the way of your tour, no? Go with Alejandra. I will take care of things.
All right.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you for passing this along.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much, Stephen, for everything.
It's a precious bird helmet.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So, while he is off, Alejandra will rejoin your group and, give you the tour of this sprawling temple complex. There are huge annexes the size of most normal churches devoted to each of the three gods that make up three: Wolvar, Mithras, Morgan. Plus, Nefri has her own little sub-chapel inside Morgan's now. Which you can
She
see
doesn't have the big old main chapel yet.
Yeah, no, she's not part of the
Still a
Tri-God.
newbie.
She's a little hanger-on. But Morgan's very insistent.
To
she
which
be
I'm sure
treated-
she'd go to which I'm sure she'd be like more like try-hard gods. Meh.
Yeah,
It's not quite the quad god church yet.
yeah. But Morgan's been very insistent that Nefri get her due, especially now that Kanara's MIA. Yeah.
Okay.
Are a number of reliquaries. There's a hospital, which I'm sure Steve will eventually make his way to. And they do, in fact, have a full set of your CDC books.
Nice.
Yeah, it seems like a...
Yeah, Steve has been making sure that they have been unpancaked and like those that need to be moved
Yeah, none of them are critically injured, but basically all of them were punted down to 0 hit points by Alejandro. Non-lethally, of course. They just need a little
it's
cure
classic
woundsing.
training.
Yeah, a little add a mixture, a little bit of the Steve special here. So let's get you up there, boy.
They'll be fine.
Yeah, those that needs to work to be like, okay, this is though a concussion. This guy needs to get some rest upstairs.
Yeah.
They're fine. They've got a concussion, and the concussion, and the concussion.
The concussion
It's got
has
Yeah,
a
it's like-
concussion.
Bigfoot poison
Yeah.
from all of the big feet.
Yeah,
Clobbering
because
his fucking schnoggin.
well, there was come on, there was 40 people kicking the shit out of him. That's how he could suffer 80 feet.
Of course.
So, but yeah, so to make sure they all get, even if you get knocked down to 0, that's no cause for oh, it's okay, they're just unconscious. Yeah, but how the fuck did you make them unconscious? With a baseball bat, back of the head.
Yeah,
You'll
it's
toughen them up.
Batman non-lethal.
Mm-hmm.
Batman non-lethal. Oh boy.
With the car.
That's my favorite. Batman doesn't kill anyone. Summons car. Car grapple hooks in. Slams into thugs. Oh, I'm sure they'll be fine.
Batman doesn't kill anybody. Lifts a thug by his neck by using a grapple hook.
Yeah. Batman doesn't kill anybody. The Bat Tools, however.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, a bat worker always blames his bat tools.
Look, a bat gun doesn't kill people, but a bat person doesn't either.
Alright. So, beyond the tour itself as it goes on, is there anything you want to talk to or get up to on the way through this place?
No, it's as usual when it comes to moments of experiencing art. Felly's on the quiet side. Just enjoys and absorbs. That's how she be.
Don't believe so. We've already kind of taken care of the business here.
Okay, so it'd be hilarious. See something you like, you'd be like, oh, right, damn it. It'd be hilarious when you just stop and look at something and be like, oh. Every time Telly does it.
Yep.
Well, tour is
The
a
arts.
bit on the slow side. Well, Felly oohs and ahs at all these titanic statues of the gods and saints. All the various archpriests of the order.
Yeah, and I'm sure they love just an opportunity to talk about their various religious bullshit.
A lot of the clerics do. Paladins tend to give your group some more squints, even with Alejandro with you.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know,
It's
no
fine.
one's
I
gonna
squint
hassle
back
you.
and make him feel guilty.
They don't seem to feel guilty, no.
What
If
do you mean they
anything,
can't
you're...
detect my squinting?
They can't, and if anything, if it seems like you're squinting back at them when they look at you, they're probably going to get more suspicious of you. You're in your witching ways.
God, what a bunch of narcs.
Yeah, I understand. I get it. I figure I'm basically everything like that brother Gendry there warns them about.
Yeah. Is about the size, but... Alright, so, then, yeah, it will take several hours to progress through the whole of the cathedral. But outside of some armories and reliquaries of the Dawnblades, you'll eventually see the campus in its entirety. You reckon there's probably a good 2,000 people here all told, between the clerics, paladins, and their support staff. Not to mention various pilgrims and missionaries coming here.
What you're saying is that you have a standing ready military.
Oh yes, this place could absolutely field like several companies of like full plate equipped heavy infantry on immediate notice.
Yeah, with logistics.
Yes, with logistics. And they're sitting on like a max tier stronghold.
Yeah.
So, you know, this fellow up here at the top, sitting pretty.
Yeah, I'm not gonna rumble that.
Yeah, no, who would? Now, this'll be the point where I mention again that is Alric's dad.
We don't know who that.
Yeah, no, we don't know who
don't
that
know
is.
that.
No,
Yeah.
You don't know anyone named
No.
Alric. What are you talking about?
We don't know anyone about that.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of him.
If anyone ever asked, would be like, wasn't it that sex pest from back at the Bard College? And then
Something
that
that
presumably make him go real quiet.
the brothel abuser.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it was brothel girls he was beating up, wasn't it? Out of character, like if I'm trying to think back.
Out of character, yeah.
Was he beating him? I thought he was just getting hands. I don't remember
Harassing.
it being like beating
His
up.
crimes were described as harassing, yes.
As I said, I went with sex pest, not sexual assault.
Okay, that's next. Well, okay, good to know. No, but I don't know. I'm busy taking care of and just making sure everyone gets their. Well, getting unfucked on here.
Oh, bloody.
In case they don't have, I will provide dental.
They do actually have several physicians here who are qualified to do so. You will see that their teeth are in good order, and you don't see anyone who's sick or injured to the point where they can't work when you could help them. As
All
perhaps you
employed
might
by
suspect,
Dr.
again, this
Two.
is a place with like several hundred people who can all cast, healing magic.
That's true,
all
but all that
implied-
healing magic doesn't do shit for bones, apparently.
Yeah, it's true. Like I said, they also have a bunch of actual like healers in your art.
Yes.
They're all
Yeah, that'd be
employed
like,
by
"Ah,
Dr.
this is
Tooth,
good."
though.
No,
Yeah.
no, they're all
Okay,
employed
at
by
least
Dr.
at least I
Mithras.
can-
Yeah.
At least I can have a
Dr. Mom!
nice physician to physician talk there. Like, introduce myself and talk with them, and like, like just
Yeah.
have a general chat with them then.
Indeed, a young nurse who will admit it's her first week here at the chapel, thin waif wearing a veil, kind of reminds you of Arlene, will get excited about hearing that you are the Dr. Steve and will ask you to sign her copy of CDC 1.
Oh, that's an old. This takes me back.
Oh no, that's the phrase. This takes me back.
Yeah, but I don't think you have. I don't think you have much time to listen to that long. You have more pressing matters. Just gives that nice signature there.
Yeah, a very heavy-set cleric will indeed kind of push her along as soon as she gets her signature towards her duties. Will wave at you and depart. Yeah. While the others are being led around, Alejandro will kind of ask some leading questions to try and get more info about your adventures recently, especially those around Moosebarrow.
Those ones weren't so exciting, but we did find the Lady Leanne, Count Rove's daughter. And she was trapped in a bit of ruins, and we managed to rescue her.
Before making it to Moosebarrow, we recovered Lady Tiana. I feel like that one's probably pretty big
Yeah.
news, all things considered.
So that was what that night was all in a tuff about. A lad who had been sent to collect conscripts from Count Rove came thundering back through the cathedral towards Kyranius City with a small child on his back.
That would be it.
That would be them.
Good. I trust nothing untoward had happened to her.
No.
Not in the slightest. We
Indeed,
made sure that
she was graced with the opportunity to meet the Raven Queen the good way, and not, the metaphorical way.
Ah, yes, of course.
I realize that connotation could be bad.
Yeah. It's good.
Yes. May she be the only one in her family to meet her in the near future.
Agreed.
indeed.
Hunter will make a Raven Queen sign over herself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finish out the
When she's
tour.
talking about Andy, I'll do a little Nepha sign. He's a Nephirite.
Yeah. He is a Phoenix Knight. Or was.
But those aside, no,
The Order
nothing,
never forgets.
too interesting. Besides heading up in the mountains there and over there by Moosebarrow and then back down.
Good, good.
In fact,
On your way, did you see anything untoward or unusual?
in the
You're
mountains there,
really gonna have to be specific. I'm sorry.
People that shouldn't be there or should be there but
Particularly
weren't?
large people.
in what sense? On the mount itself when we went up and down?
Around
to-
Moosebarrow. Just in the county as a whole.
No, I don't believe so.
No, I can't say that I did.
Nothing that sticks out imminently.
Just a normal amount of people, and the workforce is going to work on the walls.
The only people from outside Moosebarrow we saw at all, I think, were the hunters who were hunting the Golden Heart.
Yeah,
None-
from Oaks.
Not in
Of
Sir Vale
course.
Forge.
Ah, that
Oh, yeah,
Salamander mage.
Big Salamander.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
He was very insistent on trying to cook the Archpriest a meal, but we had to turn him away. A shame,
Ah,
but what
The
can we do?
Archpriest would be so annoyed with you if they realized what they missed out on.
I understand. He seems cut from the same cloth as Steve, and Steve can also be rather
Pushy.
forceful.
Difficult.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, Steve even then recognizes the game on this shaft.
Mhm.
That's why I'm saying they're
Yeah,
cut from the same
because
cloth
they're
in that
similar.
fashion.
Yes, and I suppose I should ask while I'm asking. Have you seen a young man about 20 years old, blonde-haired, and thin as a rail? Carries a harp or lute with him?
Would
I
that be
don't think
Cashin?
so.
No, his name is Ulrich.
No, I'm afraid not.
Ulrich. The only Ulrich we've ever heard of was back in the Choral Chorus. But that was, what, months ago now?
Well, I'm gonna need a deception check from y'all.
Sure. $17.
22, you've got us helping.
Yeah,
Right, 22
Felly
then.
was in there as well. Oh, it's a good thing you had advantage.
Good thing,
Oh,
oh,
yes.
Alejandro will just nod and sigh. Damn. The Archpriest's son's been missing for a couple of months now. No one's quite sure what happened to the
no.
boy.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And if you do see a man that matches that description, do what you can to rescue him. There's a 5,000 gold bounty for his safe return.
We'll send word
Keep
if we
that
find
in
him.
mind.
You know where he disappeared from?
The Choral Chorus, that college off the coast.
Hmm.
Well, we'll keep an eye out, and if we find him, we'll send word.
Yeah, I think at least one of us is planning on going back there for the winter.
That would be me.
Well, if you could ask around there, we'd appreciate it. The knights have tried, but we're not particularly welcome there.
Understood. And in fairness, that isn't a lie. Thaddeus probably going to ask around just because she's curious about who went and fucking turned him into a ghoul.
Yeah. Who fucking
Yeah.
back alley
Who
shanked
killed him and then brought him back to
Yeah.
life? Well, not life, but you know.
Yeah.
Unlife.
Unlife.
Bring me back to unlife. Can't wake up.
Well, in that case, if you're willing to help us out, the least we can do is provide you our noble's rooms for the evening. You will be staying with us, I hope.
I think it's like, what, only just sunset? Yes, I believe we'll be hanging around for the day.
Yeah, I see no reason
Really,
not
it's
to
like
accept
noon by the time your
hospitality.
tour's finished.
Oh, it's only
Yeah.
like noon by the time the tour's finished?
You could press on if you wanted to, but, you know. Alejandro will to at least
figure.
ensnare Vale and Theli with the offer of the glorious sunset mass.
I should probably take part in watching that, considering Saren. Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you've already-
as well
if
while
you don't
we're
mind us
here.
hanging around for a bit, I would.
You've
like
already
to
Not
see
at
ensnared
all.
this
both of
mess.
them, so
Excellent.
I guess it means we'll be staying. You've already ensnared a few of them into that.
Good. Be a poor priestess if I couldn't convince a few people to head to mass once in a while. She'll give you a wink and clap Vale on Thelerion's shoulders. Then I will see you this evening, my friends.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Head back to the training ground to undo all the work Steve's been doing.
You undid a concussion? Time to redo a concussion.
It's a nice
someone
unconcussed head
undid
you have
all of
there.
this hard work.
It'd be a shame if someone caved it in.
If someone Paladin that.
Maybe
Good,
I'll
good.
go
You've
down
been
to the train.
repaired. You can do more training today.
Perhaps I'll go down to the training ground with her.
Hell yeah.
Can't hurt. In fact, I might do the same. If anything, just to watch them do training, so that I can pick up some pointers on giving people training.
Yeah, that's a good
I'm just
idea.
gonna
I'll
check.
be doing the same.
Just gonna check something. I just asked her which ones does she tend to air quote bully the most?
Yes.
Yeah, you're
I'm
gonna.
asking down there.
Oh, amongst the
there.
boys, yeah, they'll point to like a relatively small figured young woman who, maybe 15 years old.
Okay. And like out of the guys,
The guys, yeah, they'll point out a half-elf lad. Although a couple of them will snicker that it's mostly the ladies who bully him, not just Sister Alejandra.
Sounds
Yeah,
about right, yeah.
Yep.
so you're just gonna be within this, giving them a few pointers on like how to toughen up. Give them divine resilience.
Okay, I was about to say, if you're just giving them pointers on how to toughen up, that's some real boomer maneuvering. Alright, yeah, Divine Resilience will
no.
help.
Here's how you toughen up. You
Yeah.
take more hits to you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'd
you
be
grow
like,
some balls, girl.
hey,
It's like someone's in the middle of a boxing fight getting clubbed, and you're like, stop, stop, and you run up in the way, and they go, the mouth guard fell out. All right, there you go get him, champ. Then you push him right back in again.
Yeah.
yeah, but 10 temporary hit points on acolytes there with 50% damage reduction. At least there won't be too smack the fuck up then.
Yeah, I mean,
It won't hurt that much. They can take more of it, but each hit won't hurt that bad.
Yeah, at that rate, Alejandro might actually be able to cast Smite on them. Let them feel some real burn. But yeah, not knowing what's about to happen to them, the the bottom rung of the student body here will thank you profusely.
you about made their day worse with this, I think.
No, it's just toughen them up.
Alejandra is giving them calluses now so they don't get scars later. Yeah.
Familiar and
Yeah.
old adage.
On that note, I think we can call it here for the night, since you guys are going to stay for the evening. Let you meander
Sounds
the
good.
halls through the week.
Yeah.
Definitely have a headache coming on, so good
Yeah.
timing.
Steve can actually go visit that hospital part.
Yeah. So,
There's bread.
let's see, how many days of trouble was it?
Oh, tits. Well,
Oh, making
And
hella
making them
honey
the
cake.
best desserts of their lives.
Oh wow.
You just picked up a new honey cake recipe after all.
Hell yeah. Ooh. Hell yeah. Alright, so it was a day... 2, 3, 4... Like, November the 6th-ish.
Oh,
Oh, yes, I didn't respond to your sending I made you type out. Let me see there. Yeah, let me get that for you.
I was gonna also think. Well, if they have alkalites, aka slaves, at least they can make our barge a bit more, hydrodynamic.
Whoa, you can't just...
I mean, it's good work for them, like. It's honest to God's work. So who are they to complain about that? Come on.
Go.
Thank you.
Alright, so, did you explore a new interesting location? Yes, the cathedral.
Yes.
And also
And
a
a
beehive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you discover an interesting truth about the world?
Yeah,
Like what?
the specific set, all the pieces of the set of bard items.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right, did you advance or complete a quest? If nothing else, you certainly advanced Ashe getting his item set, and also the Gendry's problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you protect the people of
Which
Iona
hopefully
from
have
a
gone
deadly
well.
threat?
No, not really.
Not as such. It's possible
Yeah.
the Gendry problem could have escalated to that, but it still might. It's kind of like threw one
Yeah.
persuasion check at him, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for now, it's
Hopefully.
certainly
Love to-
delayed, if nothing else.
Yeah, we'll have to see the ramifications of that before we can really go about anything
Maybe
about...
does Tori using the bee's precious new honey cake recipe do any favors?
It certainly
How
does
could they
amongst
be
the
evil with these delicious treats?
Amongst the trainees, but
yes,
Yeah,
the
amongst the
trainees
trainees.
absolutely
I
are.
know Gendry would help.
And then a bunch of the trainees are going to go to the beehive, then the other Gendry's going to get proven
Yeah.
right, and...
Yeah.
See,
yep.
all I'm doing is ensuring a new round of acolytes to go.
Hey, that was
To
one of
find
their
out.
worries.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that you're technically right. Yeah.
Alright, did you instigate lasting change in the world at large or the life of a companion? Well, actually...
Did we?
Actually, yes. So, you guys, told Veilforge about the thing's teleporting power, and then
Oh,
he was
yeah.
able to counteract
And
it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, you guys
fair enough, yeah.
assisted in murdering the Golden Heart. Good job.
Please, it's not murder, it was hunting.
Yes. Sorry, you assisted in hunting the Golden Heart.
I mean, let's be
let's
honest.
see.
It was
Look,
going
if
to be
it,
hunted
sa- if it
regardless.
saves, yeah, if it saves that village, I'm more than happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and its
fair
parts have
and
been
based.
used.
Alright, so that is 4 XP, everybody. That's
Oh,
your
nice.
Amy,
1/4
who gets 2.
lead. We might get enough to level up before winter.
Yeah,
Our-
especially with the stone tower, we might be able to.
3 out of 150. Yeah.
Wow. Alright. Kate
we
and
go,
Arlene are like 30 XP over their level threshold. Just like, please, downtime. May I have some downtime?
You'll get your
my-
downtime when you earn the downtime.
If you guys go to
Thank you.
Crania, they're definitely just staying there.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
take
that
Amy.
makes sense.
It's worth like 2 companions
Understandable.
anyway.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, Amy got some blasting power.
Yeah, I mean, she is a skosh higher level than you guys. Yeah, she's pretty potent.
Just gonna hold her up and point her at people, and they just get fucking death raid. Bram. They get
Yeah,
what is
no.
it like in Watchmen? Who's Steve Jobs?
Yeah. You hold her up to
Box.
people. She just does like meh.
Based.
Long cat is long.
Just unleashes
This
magic
is
missile
magic missile
spam at
spell.
them.
I took that on die.
Of course you did. Anai is a magic missile wizard.
Yeah, no, I said I would take that on her. I don't have that.
Yeah,
One
alas,
day.
that is
One day.
a unique Amy spell.
NPC spell.
Unfortunate.
You'll just have to design a
was-
unique Anai spell.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only thing though that is missing is the fact that Kate could chuck Vital Aegis.
Yeah, that would. Well, her proficiency bonus is only 2, so it would not, in fact, stop all of them.
No, I mean the fact that she can chuck Vital Aegis things like reaction heal.
Well, yeah, I mean, sure, that would help afterwards, but yeah, she doesn't have the power to reduce that to 0 damage, unlike say.
Oh no, I don't give a shit about the fucking Starlight missile spell. I mean general.
Well, yeah, and of course, I mean, fucking
Yeah.
anybody with second level spell slots and that on their list could do that.
No, they can't.
Really? Why?
If it,
Vital Aegis is
it's
because
on
you have
their
to have
list.
access to.
I
Divine.
did say on their
Final.
spell list.
Yeah.
You said with it on their list.
he did mention if it is
Oh.
on their spell list.
But anyway,
It needs the fucking arcade board, please.
yeah. Well, I mean, the arcane is the spell list that is specifically not healing ever. So
Yep. It's just blasting and more blasting.
yep. All right. Anyway, in the meantime, if you are watching on the stream YouTube, thanks for tuning in. We will see you on Thursday for Warhammer if Merz doesn't get sick again. Till then, adios and do take care.